But when the game is over, let's remember to congratulate all players, coaches, and officials on a job well done. We welcome everyone to Lutheran High and wish all players and coaches good luck in tonight's game. Let's meet the starters on offense for the Cougars tonight. Number 6, Michael Parr. Number 12, Aaron Coffey. Number 15, Cam Hart. Number 20, Aiden McLean. Number 33, A.J. Harris. Number 34, Rod Gibson. Number 50, Talon Chandler. Number 55, T.J. Lawrence. Number 58, Dawson Clark. Number 60, C.B. Volk. Number 66, Axton Rushmeyer. Ladies and gentlemen, here at Lutheran High, masks are required when entering the stadium and when social distancing cannot take place. Bleachers are marked off for 6-foot social distancing, so please do not sit on the areas marked with an X. The fence at the top of the parking lot is also marked for 6-foot social distancing. Please help us by following these guidelines so we can keep everyone safe, our students can stay in school, and our teams can keep playing. Thank you. get a plate? Of course you can. Hey, visit Can I Get a Plate food truck on our patio for some great hot dogs, hamburgers, nachos, loaded nachos with chicken or steak quesadillas, some chips, popcorn, and drinks. Lutheran Cougars!
Good evening, Cougar fans. We're excited to be here this evening for another Cougar football game here on a Friday night here at Lutheran High School of St. Charles County. We are facing the Father Tolton Catholic, and before we kind of get to that, we're going to go, our announcers now, Jim Clark's calling for the national anthem and prayer, so we're going to pause right here before we get on to our next piece.
Lord, our Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to compete this evening. We thank you for the abilities you have blessed these young athletes with and given them the spirit of competition to play this game of football. Please bless the coaches and officials with wisdom in their handling of the players. Keep everyone safe from injury and allow the fans to demonstrate good sportsmanship so that they may glorify you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Okay, another great national anthem. Great way to start any contest here at Lutheran High or any sport that we have going on. So, well, up here in the booth today, this evening, is Brandon Maroff. Brandon, welcome.
Doug, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'm excited to have you up here today. For those of you at home watching, Brian Bradensteiner, number one, I want to wish him a happy early birthday. Has a birthday coming up here, and he is on a trip with his lovely wife Ann, along with Jana and Dave Lapine. So we pray that their journey goes safe and they're having a wonderful time celebrating Brian's birthday. So, Brandon, welcome up to the booth here. I'm excited to get this going. I kind of talked about a little bit earlier. Father Tolton Trailblazers coming here to face the Lutheran High School Cougars.
Yeah, it's a great night to be out here watching some high school football. It's not that many years ago I watched my kin play Lutheran High football for a number of years and enjoyed every game of it as a spectator. And so now being up here in the booth is a great experience, getting a chance to watch some Cougar football.
Absolutely. Watching a little Connor Maroff back in the day, huh?
Back in the day, yeah.
There you go. Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming up here and joining us up here this evening. Kind of going to get after it here. I don't really know what to expect, from this game. Tolton comes in. I think the record, Brandon, what was their record again?
1-3 on the year.
1-3, and the Cougars stand at 3-1. So Cougars playing some tough competition early in the season here, and I don't think Tolton has played the same caliber of competition, but they have got a win, and they do some pretty things pretty good with the ball offensively and defensively. What are some things you're looking for tonight as you kind of watch both teams warm up, Brandon?
I'm curious to see how Father Tolton holds up with such a small roster in comparison to Lutheran High. I'll be curious to see just the endurance and stamina and see how they are able to hold up for 4 quarters and see what kind of things they like to do. It's going to be exciting to watch Lutheran High pound that rock all the way down the field, and we're looking forward to some fun football.
Absolutely. I was kind of counting their roster a little bit earlier, and what did we count, Brandon? Roster for Father Tolton. They have,
low 20, 25 kids.
25 kids. Yeah, I'm not sure if everyone's suiting up tonight or whatnot, but Cougars come in relatively healthy. Had a couple kids dinged up last week against in our 33-0 win against at Herman on the road. So obviously sitting out tonight. I think more precautionary than anything. I think they all could have played if needed here, but let's see what happens in this game with the Cougars versus the Trailblazers. So excited to kind of get going.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm really curious to see AJ Harris with the ball. I haven't got a chance to see him much play, and hear nothing but great things. So I'm really curious to see what he does on the ground with the plethora of running backs that Lutheran High likes to roll out there.
Absolutely. Great point, Brandon. We've been real successful on the ground this year. It starts with AJ Harris. Who incidentally today put out on Twitter. I saw he's going to narrow his college choices to the top 6. So I'm interested to see who those 6 schools that are going to be lucky enough to have his service, not only as a football player, but just as a young man, because my goodness, I've said it before on the broadcast, what a great kid. Our running game then continues with Rod Gibson. Rod really came into his own here a couple of games ago, missed some time when he was out being quarantined, and then kind of came back, and he's ready to go, and he's been doing some good things, rushed for over 200 yards against Duchesne. And then our third running back in that system is AJ's little brother, Aiden Harris, who, again, just as a freshman, pardon me, it shows some pretty good flashes of brilliance. So excited to see what the running game can do today.
It's I wonder where they got that running style from and that talent at running back. Man, that's just a blessing to have 2 stud running backs coming up. I just must have a great mentor or something going on there.
They might have a mother and a father who gave them some pretty good genes. I think that can be said. Those watching at home are well aware of Aiden and AJ's father, and mother. Arlen Harris, who played for the Rams and Atlanta Falcons and Detroit, and obviously his mom, Heather, or their mom, Heather. So great to have him here, part of our program. Excited to see what we can do here. We're about to get started here, Brandon. We got 12 minutes on the clock. Joined up here. We're excited to kind of get going.
Don't think we could ask for a better night to watch a game of football out here.
I wasn't sure if I was going to put my jacket on or my sweatshirt here, but put a little sweater on here, and I'm feeling pretty good. So kids down the field are probably getting ready to go. Looks like we are. I missed what Mr. Clark, Jim Clark, our announcer, said there. Are we receiving or are we kicking?
I believe we are receiving.
We're receiving. Awesome. Good get away. So obviously they deferred when they won the toss. And we'll see what our offense can do here getting out on the field. And that's one thing, Brandon, I'm looking for from our offense here. I was talking to Gibson up here in the booth, and he's serving as our cameraman here as always. He's a good man, and he's doing that job for Lutheran High. So thanks for him being up here. And we kind of said, we want to see what we're going to do here offensively. We've had some games where, we haven't come out as hard and as strong on the offensive side of the ball. So you kind of want to see the Cougars take this opening kickoff and run it down the field and kind of get on the scoreboard and be up 7-0. We'll see.
Also back number 34, Rod Gibson.
Watching the broadcast last week, am I correct in saying that was the first game they scored on their first drive of the game?
You are 100% absolutely correct. Going up 7-0 on the road, I think that kind of shell-shocked Herman. Herman's a good football team. Their quarterback, Parker Anderson, did some good stuff with us last week on that option. And the Cougars have struggled against the option in the past. And our defense really stepped up. Obviously didn't give up a point, but our offense started the game real strong. So that was kind of hope the same thing goes here. Let's see if they have the gumption to kick it to A.J. Harris deep.
There you go, Max Brooks with the kick, little low line driver. They're going to let it roll out of bounds to start the game. Flag right away.
Lucky it went out of bounds there, because it could have stayed in bounds, and then all of a sudden we're getting the ball at about the 20-yard line as opposed to starting here on the 35. So good play by letting the ball roll out of bounds there by the Cougars. And I think we're going to make him re-kick. It's kind of what it looks like to me.
With a weapon back there like that, I don't know why you wouldn't.
I can't disagree with that call either. It's not something you see normally in high school football, because when you can take the ball on the 35-yard line with a powerful offense, you kind of expect to be able to move the ball, but I think we're just daring the Trailblazers to kick away here. We'll see if they're going to or not.
Tell you what, Doug, I'm really excited to watch Aaron Coffey throw the ball a little bit and run that offense. Coming into the game, number 10 in career passing yards at Lutheran High with 1362. Looking to add to that tonight. Big kid, strong arm.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you're absolutely right. I mean, I don't know what the roster has him out there, but when I walk by him in the hallways, I'm looking up at him even with on my tippy toes on if I borrowed my wife's high heels. So my goodness, the kid's about 6'5", 6'6", weighs about 240, and he's a solid young man. Runs pretty well, too, for being such a big guy. Interesting thing, he kind of patterns himself after Tom Brady. If you do notice, he is number 12, I do believe. So kind of, like his game.
Max Brooks with the second attempt at the kickoff for Father Tolton, received by Lutheran High, running up the left side. Breaking a few tackles, he's at the 40. Nice little move at the 45, gets out near the 50.
Well, and that's a good call then by Coach Harris to make him re-kick there. Caleb Mays, he's been a force for us on the defensive side of the ball. Recorded, I think, 3 interceptions on this young season in the 4 games that we've played here. So good call by Coach Harris to make him kick again, Brandon.
1st and 10, Lutheran High. Ball at the 49-yard line.
Doug, what do you think? First play of the game.
Well, you've kind of referenced our strong running game, so it's a safe bet to do that. But I think looking at this formation, I think Coach Harris might want to test him deep, too, to see what kind of defensive secondary the Trailblazers have. We'll see.
Quick little screen to start. Catch is made, running up the right side, breaking a few tackles, near a first down for Lutheran High.
I really like that call, Brandon. Anytime you're going to get about 9.5 yards on the first play, we've kind of had a tendency in our passing game here the first 4 weeks of the season to throw a lot of deep balls, and we've completed a lot of them for a lot of long touchdowns. But at the same token, I think you put the ball in the hands of our athletes on the outside on little bubble screens like that, hitches, slants, outs, arrow routes and whatnot. We're a pretty dangerous team with the amount of kids that we have that can do some things here. Now I'm expecting a pitch left out of this formation. We've been in this exact formation about 5 times all season. I want to see if we'll break a tendency here. I like it. Way to break a tendency by Coach Harris there.
Ooh, great move on the left side, breaking through. He's at the 20. Oh, he's still going. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, Lutheran High.
What a run.
Touchdown, Cougars, 33, A.J. Harris.
I love the tendency that Coach Harris broke there, because like I said, we run a pitch to the left out of that bunch formation. Running the zone off the left side is a good call by Coach Harris, kind of giving opponents something else to look at. So, and what a great run by A.J. I think you mentioned, Brandon, you wanted to see him run right from the get-go. I think you saw it on his first carry there, huh?
I did. If I'm going to just get what I ask for all the time, I'm just going to keep asking for stuff here.
There you go.
Maybe ask for a little extra point good here. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what Caleb Tiemann has.
Kick the extra point.
Kick is up. And it's good. I'm 2 for 2 on requests so far tonight.
There you go. Absolutely.
If they're gonna make that a thing, Doug, I think I might just go ahead and ask for a Seahawks win this weekend as well.
Well,
over the Dallas Cowboys.
Wouldn't you know it there? You know, we're playing America's team. When I say we, it is the Seahawks, because you and I are both Seahawks fans. It's kind of ironic that we're up here together. Who'd have thought, right? No, what a good start for the Cougars here. You know, you take 2 plays, you put the ball in the end zone, you burn off, 1 minute, 2 seconds, so we're down just a hair under 11 minutes, and you already got a touchdown to be up 7-0. Good start for the Cougars, Brandon. One thing I really like there, Brandon, I don't know if you have this information there in front of you or not, but the kicker there, Caleb Tiemann. Caleb, I think this is about his 2nd or 3rd game, and he's really come out and give us a nice lift in the kicking game. Been able to put the ball through on extra points. Earlier in the season, we were going for 2, and that's great. I love going for 2 every time. Did it as a coach when I was coaching myself, but at the end of the day, you kind of almost want to have that gimme 1 point when you can.
Points are points. You take them how you get them. I'm glad you referenced Caleb Tiemann as the kicker, because I'm looking at my roster. I got 2 kickers, both from Messiah Lutheran School here. So I would have guessed the wrong one if I was a betting man. Kickoff is a little short, fielded by Father Tolton here.
And I'm not sure if I let that ball bounce there.
And he is stuck just outside the 25 at the 26-yard line for Father Tolton's start.
It's a good hard tackle there by the Cougars. It's one thing I saw the Cougars, working on in practice this week is kind of that head-up tackling, making sure the heads are always up, and we're wrapping up, and I think that's exactly what Rod Gibson did there, Brandon.
Excited to see the defense go to work now, see if we can have the same success on defense as we did on offense to start.
I mentioned a little bit earlier on the offensive side of the ball, we need to kind of have quicker starts, and on the defensive side of the ball, I hate to say it, we don't. We have not been giving up much at all defensively. First drive of the season against Helias Catholic out there in Jeff City, we did give up. And then the defense kind of clamped down, and that turned out to be a pretty good game. Cougars with a chance to win it, in the 4th quarter before turning the ball over and then losing by, I think, about 10 points. But the defense after that game has been very, very solid, not giving up a whole heck of a lot. And that's a good thing to see. It's kind of where you want your defense.
Tell you what, I mentioned a player on offense, A.J. Harris, to start. I'm really excited to watch Rubio play tonight. I've seen highlights of him, but it's...
And I'll tell you what, I really wish he was going to be playing, but being out injured tonight, that's just a rough thing for him.
Passing right away to start, Father Toll a little bit high over the receiver, flanked out to the right.
I think we all exactly are thinking the same thing, Brandon, that, you came here, and as you and I were kind of talking a little bit about before the game here, you want to see Rubio playing, especially you got a big Notre Dame commit. You want to see him in the game and kind of wreak some havoc that he's just been doing on the offense side of the ball, run blocking and pass pro, our left tackle position, but also from the D tackle or DN position. And having him sidelined today is a blow for the Cougars. So kind of hope that some of these other guys in the D line can pick up the slack.
Looking at 2nd and 10 here for Father Tolton after that incomplete pass. Handoff here, running back on the left side, and is stopped immediately.
Noah Maney, the ball carrier.
Maney, the kid that carried the ball, there's a good athlete. He's done some good things for him. Watching him on film. Tolton here, kind of getting ready for this broadcast, and they had MMA here a couple weeks ago, and he was kind of running free, doing some good things. So if the Trailblazers are going to want to move the ball, he's the guy who's going to have a good game against this solid Cougar defensive front.
Having a substitute broadcaster up here is like having a substitute teacher. You don't have all the information to start there as the game gets going. So my mistake to the Lutheran High fans for mentioning Mr. Rubio. Thoughts and prayers with him.
Yeah. Well, I think your partner up here probably could have given you a heads up there, and he didn't do a good enough job. So I'll take the blame on that one. So it looks like we're going to have a 25-second delay here, but now the officials are going to get together and I might wave this off because it didn't look like it went down to 25, down to 0. Like it's being waved off there, Brandon. That's a good thing for Tolton. Tolton does not need to be in a 3rd and a 16, here going against this front. Kind of see once if Tolton's going to try to test the defense in the air. I kind of hope they do, because I like what our defensive secondary does against the pass. We've got lockdown corners and 2 good safeties.
Corners up high, pitched out. Oh, he is leveled immediately in the backfield. Great tackle by Lutheran High.
Ashton Rustemar really just bolted it. I think Ashton's going to be unblockable tonight, to be honest with you. Looking at the guy across from him, he just is not going to have the meat, the strength, or be able to move his feet well enough to keep Ashton off the quarterback or off the running backs there. So
4th down for Father Tolton.
4th down now for Father Tolton. See what comes up here. Yeah, looking at these rosters, it's just tough to imagine they're going to be able to hang with just the size that Lutheran High provides over Father Tolton right now. But you never know. That's why you play the game. We're excited to see what happens with that. Punt coming up. Low liner. It's going to take a bounce and hop a little bit.
All right, AJ.
Well, he picks it up, running up the left side. First man missed. Breaks the first tackle, running into a crowd of Father Tolton Trailblazers still going. Look at those legs churning down to the 20.
I didn't think they wanted to tackle him there. That was kind of the first couple ones. I think had some missed tackles. AJ had a nice stiff arm and a nice move, a nice jump cut, and then after that, kind of looking for somebody from the Trailblazers to want to tackle him. And I tell you what, I wouldn't want to tackle him, honestly. I probably couldn't anyways. So,
what running back do we both know that looks like right there?
We're going to go with beast mode, Marshawn Lynch,
very much beast mode. Maybe even a Chris Carson there as well.
Absolutely.
We'll hold back some of the Seahawk references here tonight. So
we'd have too much fun with that.
Lutheran High starting off here right at the 20 of Father Tolton. We'll see what happens 1st and 10.
I think you have Rod in the backfield here, and you have AJ at a wing in motion. So
handoff right away, going up the right side. Breaks for the first hole. I think he might be. And
it's a touchdown from my man Rod. Nice run. I think he went in untouched.
I think I saw a finger. I think I saw a finger graze the shoulder pad. That was about it.
Didn't have a whole lot. And again, good blocking by the right side of the line. The thing I think we're looking for, too, from the right side of the line, Brandon, is a lot of freshmen over there. A lot of freshmen and younger kids. And to see them put a hat on a hat, I don't care who they're blocking, if they're blocking other freshmen or seniors. They did a nice job there on the right side of the line. So
number 80,
good job by the offensive line. Nice execution. And again, exactly what we wanted to see, Brandon. 3 minutes into the game and 2 scores.
Extra point coming up. It's on his way, and it is good.
Kick is good. 21 yards.
Good start for the Cougars, Brandon.
An extra point.
So I'm going to just say maybe I'm good luck being up here in the booth. Quick 2 scores to start the game. Quick stop, 3 and out on defense. Mr. Brainsteiner, you could just stay away for a while, I think. Here.
Oh, hey, that is absolutely Brandon talking there, Brian. I think the viewers out there love Brian. Hey, I tell you what, maybe it could just be you and him. I'll just sign off, because we got to have Brian up here.
We got to have somebody with some football.
We definitely don't need me at all.
Up here.
Definitely don't need me at all.
Fun story about Brian Brainsteiner. I actually talked to him earlier today when I called Jana to ask a school-related question. And Brian Brainsteiner is one of the nicest guys I've ever met in my entire life. Told me to have some fun. He said I was going to love it. I'll tell you a quick story on him. One time we were playing softball against each other, actually. I threw him out at first base, and the guy ran out and gave me a hug in the middle of the field because it was a good play, and he laughed and thought it was funny. And
he loves good plays.
Guy's the nicest guy in the world. Shout out to Brian.
Absolutely. Cannot disagree with that, and happy birthday to that young man as well. Well, now you kind of want to see what Caleb Team is going to be able to do here. I'm looking for him to kind of catch his groove as a kicker here. One of the weapons that we have not had every year here at Lutheran High is a kid that can put the ball in the end zone, force a team to start from the 20. So, again, I think he keeps practicing a little bit more where he's putting that ball. He'll be able to get it there.
Ball received at the 10, going back to the middle, dodging a few tackles, gets out to about the 25-yard line to start.
Pretty nice run back. Got about 20 yards there, for the young man from Tolton. So.
For the Trailblazers.
Well, it's one thing we want to see a little bit better this week. We kind of had some lulls last week against Herman on our kick coverage. The Bearcats had a couple of them that got back out to the 50-yard line after a couple of our touchdowns here by Lutheran High. And we don't want to see that. So you want to see those guys staying in their lanes, getting down the field. Good job by the Cougars. Good job by the Cougars special teams coach, Coach Gossett, Brent Gossett. Wonderful job.
Father Tolton now 1st and 10 from the 25. See if they get something going on offense here after that quick 3 and out on the last possession. Pitch to the left side here. Running back running up. Breaking a few tackles. Gain of about 3 on the play.
Noah Maney tackled by 3. Aiden Harris.
Well, you like to see Aiden Harris there coming down, bringing the wood, being able to flow from his linebacker position. So, again, another young kid we have here playing for the Cougars. Seems like we say that every year. We got some young freshmen who are able to do some really good things for us, and Aiden's one we've talked a little bit about earlier, so great to see him coming down the line making a stick.
Looks like we got a Cougar down back in the secondary here as they get ready to start. Trainers come down, take a look at him.
Can't quite tell number.
Couldn't quite tell who it is. Initial thought was it
could be number three. Could be Aiden Harris, what we're talking about. Yeah, I think you're right, Brandon. Kind of looks like it's his finger or his hand or something like that. So, I don't know.
Now they have a quick break in the action, Doug. Why don't you tell us a little bit about our sponsors of Lutheran High School and who helped bring this broadcast to everybody?
Absolutely, Brandon. I think we hear Mr. Clark, our PA announcer, sharing a little bit about some of those sponsors right now. Let me just share a little bit of those too. Our gold sponsor, first of all, the lone gold sponsor that we have here at Lutheran High, Signature Orthopedic Medicine. Dr. Lai is our team physician here, does some great work, with our kids, not only on the football team, but for all of our sports here at Lutheran High. Then Brandon, our other silver sponsors here, number one, Athletico Physical Therapy. Mark Daniels is our ATC, our athletic trainer down there, working with our athletes here at Lutheran High. Our other silver sponsor, shout out to Jim Sill and Jim Sprick, owners of A&W. Need to take a moment to check out their new restaurant at 3788 Elm Street in St. Charles. And then finally, our third silver sponsor this evening, Car Shield. Big thanks and a big shout out to Ricky and Lynn Brattel for their support of Lutheran Cougars athletics. So thank you again to Car Shield and Ricky and Lynn Brattel.
2nd and 8, handoff, and he is stuck in the backfield right away. Defense swarming. Not sure if he got quite back to the line of scrimmage, so we're going to have a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 coming up here.
Couldn't really tell who got that tackle, but I think
that's a gaggle.
Was that a gaggle?
I think it's a gaggle.
Yeah, you've been waiting to talk about the gaggle, or the pride of Cougars gaggle. For those who have been watching the broadcast in the past, you know good and well what that means and what that's a reference to. So that was a whole bunch of Cougars pouncing on that Trailblazer.
3rd and 11 coming up here. Father Tolton, quarterback in the shotgun. Ooh, I think I might have saw a little movement there on that right side. Lutheran High pointing, nothing coming from the refs. Play clock winding down. And they get it off with 2 seconds to spare. Pressure immediately in the backfield, and down he goes.
And there's Ashton Rustemeyer again, Brandon. We talked about him earlier. Just another one of those phenomenal athletes that we have on the D-line here at Lutheran High. Again, another kid who is a Division I football player as a junior here for the Cougars. So just a great athlete, plays our left guard position and down, put his hand down in the dirt on the D tackle. He's going to go to some lucky college as well. Great work ethic for Ashton Rustemeyer. Love that kid. Always very polite in the hallways. Just a great kid, the kind of kids we want to emulate here at Lutheran High. Great play by Ashton.
Punt coming up here. Kick is off. Nice high punt there. Looking about the 45, 47 receive.
That's a dangerous catch.
There's a flag right away. We're going to have a block in the back. Yep. This is going to be coming back.
Nice stiff arm by AJ.
Trucks. Father Tolton Trailblazer. Great run, but it looks like it's going to be coming back right away on that block in the back. It looks like right at the 47.
I think that was didn't quite let the Trailblazer get his head around there and kind of got dinged up a little bit. So look, block in the back. Yeah, that's what we're getting up here. The block in the back, so we think the call is going to be. So looks like we're going to start at about the 40-yard line, coming to the 50. So we got about 60 yards to go. Tell Pater maybe the 38-yard line. So kind of a 45-yard penalty there, so to speak, Brandon.
Yeah, that's a big one. It happened right away there, right in front of the official. Easy one to call.
Yep.
Being able to call it right up here in the booth here as well. This is a great spot to watch a game there, Mr. Kuhlman. I don't know why I was sitting in the bleachers all those years.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a great spot. I was talking to my friend Mark Cherry earlier, who's kind of right over next to me here. And Mark, wouldn't you say it's a pretty good view up here? He is absolutely saying it's a good view up here. So
officials timeout on the field.
Good view up top here. Love being up top here at Cougar Stadium. We've actually had some pretty good stadiums we've been at when we've been doing some broadcasting. Last week in Herman, we were in the same type of situation, kind of up top in the free air, and it was an awesome venue, an awesome Friday night. So next week we'll go to St. Dominic, and we'll be broadcasting from the booth there. So thank you to our friends over at St. Dominic, Kevin Roberts, their AD, and Mr. Jim Welby, their president over there, good friends of mine, getting us set up to be able to broadcast there next week. So exciting time. Brandon, what have you seen from the Cougars kind of offensively and defensively, kind of this being your first game live in person outside of watching the broadcast? What have you noticed so far?
I wanted to see him run the ball and see how well you see it on the computer, but I wanted to see it live, and it again right away just plowing through people on offense. Great blocking up front, great breakaway speed by A.J. Harris there on that first touchdown, and defensively, man, they are really getting after Father Tolton immediately on every play so far. Let's see if that continues throughout the game. So I'm going to assume that we're going to keep running the rock here. What do you think?
Well, I think I mentioned earlier I'd like to see Coffee with some of those short passes, those bubble screens, hitches, slants, and some of those kind of things. Put the ball in the hands of our wide receivers. That was a nice throw early, to Michael Parr, who put 9.5 yards. And Michael's coming off an injury. We start getting him be able to stretch the field again like he was the end of last year as a freshman. My goodness, our passing game gets a lot better. So, kind of want to see if we're going to be able to go to some of that, and or keep the ball on the ground like you mentioned. Either or, I think we're going to be just fine moving the ball against the Trailblazers.
Late addition coming to that defensive line for Father Tolton running out there as we get ready to start this play.
Well, and folks out there at home watching, listening to us, we apologize. Pretty windy up here on top of the press box tonight. We're kind of in a valley of wind, so to speak. So if you're having a hard time hearing us, we're going to do our best to cover those mics and be able to hear and be able to not only hear us, but hear Mr. Clark, our PA announcer, and watch the game.
So another penalty, back-to-back penalties for Lutheran High here as they before they even take a snap on offense. 1st and 15 is what they're looking at after that false start. Looking to hand it off right away. Father Tolton has a guy immediately in the backfield. Great move. Little sidestep out to the left side, and he breaks away. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. Father Tolton trying to chase him down to the 30, 25. Out of bounds at the 20-yard line up the left side. Great move right there about the 45, 50-yard line to break away from Father Tolton's defenders.
Oh, Brandon, A.J. turned that into a 2-yard loss into about a 40-yard gain. And, again, that kid didn't take a better angle for the Trailblazers. I think he's making a house call. So good play. You kind of wonder what happened up front there. Did we have some blocking breakdown, or did simply the Trailblazers just bring a jailbreak blitz?
So we're entering that red zone now. 1st and 10 at the 19 for Lutheran High.
1st and 10 Cougars.
See if Coffee decides to throw it here for you, as you were talking about before.
Exactly.
A lot of defenders around the line of scrimmage. Snaps back. He is. He's taking a shot. Over the shoulder. Catch is made at the 15, at the 10, at the 5. Touchdown, Cougar.
Well, once again, a nice pass by, he's 2 for 2 now. Adding to that career yardage total and obviously career touchdown total. So nice over the, shoulder catch by Aiden McLean there on the out route by our number 2 receiver. So kind of like I referenced earlier, some of these short passes turning into some good gains for the Cougars. So again, just a great start, going up 20, hopefully 21 here to 0. We got about 5.5 minutes left here in the first quarter yet, Brandon.
Caleb
teaming on for the extra point again here. Snap a little high, kick is up, and it is.
And he got it.
No good. Wide left.
This angle looks like he got it. Looks like he got it on this.
Snap was a little high there for the holder. He did a good job getting that down.
He did. You know what I forgot to do up here? I forgot to look at my friend Mr. Gibson and give him a high five on that touchdown. So high five, thank you, Mr. Gibson. Usually he and I do that after every touchdown, and those first 3 just came so quick and easy. I just forgot for the touchdown high five. So
yeah,
good start.
I'll tell you what, that throw by Coffee, just up here from that view, was a beautiful throw. The defender was right there, put it right over the defender's shoulder into the lap of the receiver, who made a nice play, nice catch and run for that touchdown. A great throw by Coffee there. Doug, any more sponsors you want to highlight for us here tonight as we continue to get going?
I do. I kind of referenced, those gold sponsors, Signature Orthopedics, those silver sponsors, Athletico, A&W, and Car Shield. I do have quite a few bronze sponsors here, some new ones. I'm going to get to those, and we've had some new blue and gray and white sponsors going to be getting here tonight. So thank you for those folks. I do need to give a shout-out to my friend Scott and Darlene Burke. Last week when I was watching Herman, I called Scott Burke out because he was not a white sponsor, and now that he is, I'm happy to say he handed me a check this afternoon for $250. So thank you very much, Scott Burke, for being one of our white sponsors, a proud white sponsor of the Lutheran High School Cougars. So that white level sponsorship, thank you.
Kick by Lutheran High is going to go out of bounds here right at the 15-yard line.
Kick off one out of bounds. about the 16-yard line.
Well, the wind's starting to pick up here, Brandon. You know, it's going to be tougher for Caleb to put the ball in the end zone, with this wind in his face. So you kind of wonder here once it gets to be the second quarter if he's going to be able to do that with the wind at his back. So,
yeah, that wind makes it tough, coming about 23 miles an hour out of the southwest, making it a little tough for those kicks to get going here. We'll see what happens if that wind changes
absolutely.
direction.
Looks like the Trailblazers are going to take it here on the 35-yard line.
Give them the best starting position they've had to start the game, I think, so
it
far.
is, absolutely is.
All right, we're setting the ball down here now at the 35 after the penalty for Father Tolton. See what they come up with on first down. See if they could get the ball and push it down the field a little bit, or see if Lutheran High's defense stays stout up front. They're going to move the ball to the other side of the field here, going from the left side to the right to start. Looks like that's a more favorable spot for Father Tolton and the offense they want to run here, so let's see what happens. Doug, you missed a big play in the game here. They moved the ball left side to right.
I was actually walking down. I understand here my friend Glenn Mankin tells me that we have about a 20-second delay as Brandon and I are. Another great play in the backfield by the Cougars. No, so sorry for those of you watching at home. Apparently we have a 20-second delay, or give or take, on what you are seeing on the screen and what we are announcing. So we're trying to get that fixed. Apparently we have a little slow internet coverage up here tonight on our wireless or Ethernet access. So we're doing our best to fix it. But there we go.
I think it's that 23-mile-an-hour wind coming out of the southwest.
You know what? I just had a question here from somebody you and I both know. Kim Griskoviak says, "Hey, why does Brandon know the wind speed?" Kim, I cannot answer that question. I have no idea. He can probably answer that for you.
Pitch in the backfield going up the left side for Father Tolton. Again, stuffed immediately, not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Going to take a couple-yard loss on that play. Kim, to answer that question, it's about being prepared. Going into Doug asked me this week if I could fill in for Brian, and I was happy to do so. And I had to do some research, make sure I was prepared as best as possible for this game tonight, just like coaching anything else. So Kim, you should know that. So we got to be prepared for anything. I can tell you the temperature drop here a little bit later too, if you want, and maybe what the precipitation chance is for this evening as well.
There we go.
3rd and 18 coming up for Father Tolton here at the 28-yard line.
I don't think we've seen him put the ball in the air. They tried to, and Rustenmeyer kind of took the wind out of their sails here. There he goes again, just unblockable.
Deep over the head of the receiver down the middle.
And you know what? And that's not a bad play, because Rustenmeyer was back in his face, right when he threw that. You got to wonder if he's going to put some more air on that, and one of these Trailblazers receivers is going to be able to run underneath of that. So
I think if his offensive line could give him a little bit of time, there was a nice tight spiral down the middle trying to hit the guy in the seam. Just didn't have the time to do it.
One of those. Thank you.
Aiden McLean back to return the punt for the Cougars.
McLean back to receive this punt. He's hovering around the 45-yard line of Lutheran High. Snap is back, kick is up. Good kick, driving the ball down the field here. McLean's going to let it roll. It's still going to roll, and I think we're going to get it down right at the 31-yard line to start for Lutheran High. Kind of about the same spot they started the last drive that's ended up in a touchdown. So let's see what happens here.
Well, my friend Glenn Mankin just told me here, looks like we have corrected that issue we had on the delay. So great thing there. So hopefully you're able to follow us along. A couple other shout-outs here. Got a question here. Michael Cosby wants to know who's winning. Mike, I will tell you, the Cougars are winning 20-0. 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter here. Also have a shout-out here from Jerry Rogers. Grandparents of Noah Maney. I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with Noah Maney. So those grandparents watching here from the St. Louis area, awesome. Your son or your grandson's done a great job, and the Cougars haven't given him much running space tonight. We'll see if he can kind of be able to find some running space here as the game moves on, but has seen his fair share of running space and doing some good things with the football as I've done a little scouting for the Trailblazers here from Tolton Catholic. So appreciate those shout outs. Well, I got to wonder here, Brandon, after the Cougars get backed up, I missed the penalty. What was the penalty there?
Looked like a late flag. I didn't really see it either. I didn't see
Gibson, Mark, do we know what the penalty was? Looks like we do not know what that penalty was. So, yeah.
First and 10, Lutheran High.
Well, it just means the Cougars now get 84 yards. If they can put the ball in the end zone, they have an 84-yard drive in front of them. Kind of shortens or elongates the field for them down there a little bit.
So far, they've been scoring with those penalties. Let's see if it holds up here. Obviously, penalties are something you don't want to have happen, especially as you get deeper in the season and playing some tough teams. Handoff right up the middle, breaking through the tacklers. Goes right by the safety, and I think he might be taking that to the house. That's a house call there, folks.
84-yard touchdown for A.J. Harris. And I'll tell you what, that's a good thing to see. Great run. Kind of broke through that line of scrimmage, then down to pay dirt. One thing about that's his longest run of the season, Brandon. I mean, obviously it's easy to say when it's an 84-yarder, but it tops his previous high of about 50 yards, which was here last week against Herman. So good job by A.J. Harris. Good job by the line to provide that opportunity for him to get into the end zone.
Yeah, he dropped that. You say a Ferrari has one speed. I think that fits for A.J. there as he broke through and dropped that into fifth gear, and that seemed like the only gear he had there as he broke away.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot the high five again. There it is. Absolutely. So let's see if the Cougars. Looks like we're going to go for two.
Little direct snap. Passes up. Catch is made. 2-point conversion is good.
And I'll tell you this: if you're watching this and you're in the stadium here, or you're at home, you're watching that going, why would the Cougars go for two there? Well, one of the key things there is you want your points to be even here, 28. But a bigger reason than that, if the Cougars can kind of score another touchdown, becomes to be a turbo clock. Because once you get to 35, of course it's after halftime. So once it's 35 after halftime, it's a turbo clock, and it really just going to shorten the game and take those 12-minute quarters to 12 minutes of clock time. So then the second half here, if the Cougars keep this up, will be 24 minutes. Be a real short game if the Cougars continue that.
That was a nice little play there for that 2-point conversion. I think maybe that 23-mile-an-hour wind came into play on electing to do that rather than go for that extra point until we get that change of field going in the second half.
Brandon, one thing I wanted to show here, and I'm kind of show on the camera a little bit. For those of you that aren't aware, down there, that is Reggie. That is our, that is our robot that our robotics team here at Lutheran High built 5-6 years ago that shoots T-shirts out into the crowd. So great job by Mr. Zills and Mr. Scheck and those involved with our robotics program here at Lutheran High School. And that's a program that has, 50 kids in it. So pretty cool program, and happy to have them out here tonight.
Shows the balance and excitement with everything going on at Lutheran High, not just football but everything else. Great tackle on that kickoff immediately.
Great tackle. Who do we have there?
Luke Drummond returning the kick for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, Drummond received that kick and just had nowhere to go. Great tackle by Lutheran High. They've been gang tackling all night long. Let's see if that continues here on this defensive possession here, as Father Tolton will start out at the 23 at 1st and 10. At this point, Doug, you're down a lot of points to start early. You haven't been able to run the ball. Do you just drop back and start chucking it all over the field, or do you stick with the game plan and try and just run that ball?
I think you got to stick with the game plan, Brandon. As much as you kind of want to try to get back in the game, I hate to say it, but I don't think the Cougars are going to let this game slip out of their grasp, unless crazier things have happened. But at the end of the day, it looks like they are going to kind of spread it out here.
Little slant. Great catch by number 5, Father Tolton. Misses, dodges a tackle, gets out to a first down. That's the first down of the game for Father Tolton here.
I think that was to Julian McCoy, and that was a nice move by him. And well, here you go. So maybe they are going to kind of try to put the ball in the air, because that's been their best offensive play thus far. I think that's their first down, isn't it, Brandon?
Yes, it is. Little quick hitter on that slant route.
It's reminiscent. Tolton here for many years had a coach. His name was Chad Masters, and Chad is a wonderful good friend of mine. And that's the kind of stuff that Chad Masters and his Tolton offenses used to run against the Cougars here the years that we played against each other. That quick, short passing. And
another one right here. Oh!
Great kids to be able to do that.
And it is picked off. Threw it behind the receiver. Picked off by Lutheran High. Got it out to the 31.
Well, I'll tell you what, I referenced Caleb Mays earlier, and that's his 4th interception on the season. He has had, I believe, one. This will be his 5th. I believe that's his 5th interception, one in every game. So great play, a great young corner for us. I'll kind of keep going a little bit about Chad Masters' piece. Chad, was a former coach here at Tolton Catholic, and just did an awesome job. for the Trailblazers. I believe he was the first coach in the program history. Same kind of offense he used to run, that short, quick passing game. A lot of success, and I think you're probably seeing some remnants of that, of what Chad did with his program before he moved on to St. John Vianney. So, quick shout out to Chad, my friend.
You got a lot of friends, Doug.
I do.
Man.
I do. Well, at least I think they're my friends. Whether or not they are is beside the point.
1st and 10 handoff for Lutheran High.
Nice hard run by Rod Gibson off the right side. And that's what you expect. That's what you expect from Rod. Not only that you want, but you expect from Rod that he's going to put his head down like that, very low center of gravity, and just churns out 5 yards. I mean, the run didn't look like much, and when you're gaining 5 yards, that's a great run, by Rod.
2nd and 6 coming up from Lutheran High here. Oh, we got a whistle going.
Well, we're creeping down under 3 minutes here, Brandon. We got 2 minutes, 48 seconds left. Cougars lead 28-0. 28-0. We got timeout by Father Tolton.
Father Tolton took that timeout. Keep going with our sponsor list, Doug. We want to hear everyone helping out Lutheran High right now.
So let me go to these bronze level, blue level, gray level, and white level. First of all, that bronze level. A couple of them new here. First of all, TJ Fisher of Claims Adjusters. Connie Lewis of Impression Apparel. Another new one here for the Cougars. JT and Maria Norville of Midas Hospitality. Joe Pallardy of Pallardy Electric. Brannicky Hardware. One of our alums, Mike Settlemeyer, one of the great cornerbacks that I coached here at Lutheran High, of AMP Restoration. Ben-Hur Construction. Andy and Shay Wiggins, owner of CertaPro Painters. Another one of our Cougar football alums, Kyle Hannigan of the Kyle Hannigan Group. Kyle and his lovely wife Sarah just had a baby here recently, so congratulations to them, God's blessings. Stephen Carroll Pauk of SCS Telecom. For those listeners out there, Stephen Carroll Pauk, that is the parents of our basketball coach, women's basketball coach, Aaron Lutschwager. Laura Valley of Spring Green Lawn Care. And finally, John Lottis of Anjon Manufacturing. So shout out John, also another former member of the Cougar family here. John Lottis of Anjon Manufacturing. So big shout out to those bronze sponsors, Brandon. Thank you.
Lutheran High sends a man in motion here on 2nd and 6. Going for a quick hitter here. Screen out to the 30. Nice
Cam Hart
tackle.
could go here. Cam's got juice.
Pushed out of bounds there. Good block initially on that screen.
15, Cam Hart.
Brandon, I referenced it earlier. I love this screen game. And basically this is just, you've heard it before if you've watched football, it's just an elongation of a running play. You're just throwing the ball out in space to one of your athletes and letting them go to work. And Cam Hart went to work on that. Some good blocking downfield and picked up about 18 yards.
Yeah, you're able to change the point of where that football is going to be. Instead of right behind the line, you get it out quick to that receiver to make a play. Great blocking initially that allowed for that big play by the Cougars. Now we're looking at 1st and 8, 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Coffee in the shotgun set, takes a snap.
AJ in the backfield takes the ball in the zone on the right side.
He's going to break it out the right side, and he is in.
We like to call that he just walked in, Brandon. Didn't have a whole heck of a lot of hard work to get the ball in the end zone. Obviously, he still had juice to get it around the edge. But again, I need to take a moment and give my high five up here. High five on that touchdown. Cougars go up now here 34-0 in the first quarter. Brandon, I was talking to a few of the kids here at lunch today the last couple of days, and I kind of challenged them. I said, guys, I think the fans are going to want to see you do what you can, on the offensive side of the ball, and obviously shut them down on defense. And why don't you put yourself out there and see, hey, let's get 5 touchdowns in the first quarter. Well, they have, Brandon.
Kick is up, and it is good. A little liner just across the crossbar there. They listen to some of those sponsor names. Did I hear a Brannicky Hardware in there, Doug?
Yes, you did.
Man,
yes, you did.
So Brannicky Hardware, that store has been in that family business for a long time. I've known the Brannickys for over 15 years. Had a chance to teach a lot of those Brannicky kids, actually, and coach them as well when they were in high school and in junior high. And great family, great supporter of all Lutheran high schools. And then, if I'm not mistaken, did I hear a JT Norville?
You did, yeah. JT Norville, owner of Midas Hospitality. So great to have him aboard on one of our bronze sponsors.
Special shout out to JT with that. JT is a member at Zion and had a girl on our basketball team last year and did a lot of Periscope broadcasting. So I actually went to JT for some tips on broadcasting because he was doing a lot of that stuff for our basketball games last year.
Absolutely. You know, and I am happy to say he's going to do the same thing for Lutheran High School Cougars here this year. He and Brian Brainsteiner are going to team up and be able to do a few games. Not all of them, but a couple of them here. So those of you watching at home will be looking forward to watching Doug Coleman and our men's basketball team and Aaron Lutschwager and our women's basketball team, you know, when we get to the hardwood here.
Kick is up, received at the 10 by Father Tolton. Dodges the first tackle. The second guy and third guy get in there to make the tackle right at the 19-yard line.
And that's a nice tackle. You know, Joe Mecklin there with a great coming down the field. And again, we've talked about him in past broadcasts. Has a nose for the ball. You know, I had not seen him on special teams make a play like that, but was able to sprint down the field and find the ball and put him on his back. So great job by Joe. Joe, you know, Brent, I think you have those records in front of you. I think he led the Cougars last year, overall number of tackles, season record there. I don't remember the number, but we've referenced Joe in the past, and he's got a great nose for the football.
You're going to put me on the spot there, so I'm just going to say yes to that question.
I know I'm right. I want to know how many it was. I don't remember how many it was.
As I look through the encyclopedia of papers I got here to look at. Single season tackles 115 in 2019. There's your number.
I'll tell you what, I like the zip on the ball that their quarterback Gabe Feniger is putting on the ball there. Nice throw.
Tight spiral.
And you got to wonder. I mean, if I'm part of the Tolton Trailblazer coaching staff, I'm going to keep throwing the out and the slant like that. I know they got one picked earlier, you know, on a great play by Caleb Mays, but I'm going to keep doing that because I've proved I'm not going to take a 5-step drop and have any time against this defensive line of the Cougars, and my running game has not netted me much at all. So I'm keeping the ball in the air here if I'm the Trailblazers.
2nd and 5 coming up. Ooh, pump fake twice. That second pump fake got him as he had to take the sack there. Wanted to go out to that slant again like you talked about, and it just wasn't there, covered up by that Cougar secondary.
Yeah, it was nice. Our linebackers on that dropped into those intermediate zones, so you kind of saw Joe Mecklin, you know, kind of dive into that throwing lane, and I think Feniger knew if he let that go that he probably would have been picked again. So, but he did have some more time to throw there. I think our D-line, I don't know if they're getting tired or they, you know, just didn't get the rush we had earlier in the game. The O-line of the Trailblazers held up a lot better there than they had earlier in the game. So
yeah, sometimes better take a sack than throw the interception. Feniger, a senior quarterback, making a good decision there for a senior as he drops back to throw again. Again, nice tight spiral just over the receiver's head, picked off by Lutheran High. Running it back here at the 30. He's going down the left side at the 20, at the 15, tiptoeing that sideline and is out of bounds at about the 11-yard line.
Well, it looks like he was looking for Max Brooks on that play, Brandon. You know, Max made a nice catch earlier in that drive on first down, and I think he was looking for him again. And I tell you, I think he was open. And I think with a little better throw, you know, Max might have caught that and had about a 25, 30-yard gain. So just kind of overshot the receiver, and we were playing some good defense secondary there, and I think that was number 6. Was that Parr?
That was Parr.
Michael Parr came up with the interception.
Always good when you have a wide receiver playing defensive back.
Yes, it is. That helps. That helps when you got good hands like that. I am expecting a zone run off the left side to...
We're going to have a flag for too many men on the field here. We're going to have a free play.
I think Rod's going to get into the end zone. Nice job, Rod. We have a touchdown with 34.2 seconds left. Nice run.
Flag on the play here. I think Father Tolton had too many men on the field, but we're going to see what that flag was. I thought I saw a guy racing off trying to get off the to the sideline there right as that ball was hiked.
Absolutely. Well, and you wonder, I guess, and that's one thing where I probably should know these rules in terms of high school and college. You know, in the NFL, that's an automatically blown dead. They allow them to continue to play. I was thinking in high school they did not allow that, but obviously they did. So it's not something you see very often, but we did there, and Cougars were able to capitalize even with the Trailblazers having an extra man on the field.
Kick is up, and it is good.
Kick is good by Caleb Tiemann.
Keep going with that sponsor list, Doug. We've got a lot of them. Let's hear who else has helped funnel in great things for Lutheran High.
I still want to share our white sponsors, our gray sponsors, and our blue level sponsors here. Our blue level sponsors here, Nigel and Amy Malterer, Shamrock's Bar and Grill, Sacred Grounds, Mascots Bar and Grill, and a new one this week. A shout out to Alan and Christy Kaufman. So, Brandon, I'm not sure if you were aware or not. I think you probably are. Shamrocks, it's a place you and I, both like to go. I go there for a lot of business meetings, but also like to take my family there out to supper. Did you know they were moving?
I did, actually.
You did know?
I did.
So let's talk a little bit about where Shamrocks, where Kyle and Kelly Dent, owners of Shamrocks, are going to move from their place off of Veterans Memorial Parkway there over the old Ground Round. For those of you who've been around St. Charles a long time, the old Ground Round, moving down the road right off Mexico and Mid Rivers, I believe, to, what's the place it's called now? Cork and Barrel? Maybe?
Not Cork and Barrel, Cork and yeah, I think that's what it is.
Moving to a new place there. And that'll be a nice, great place for Cougar fans to gather before a game, after the game, or, for any time.
Yeah, Shamrock's a great place. Go there a lot. Great food. Kyle does a great job. And talk about a servant's heart, man. Kyle has done so much for the community amidst this pandemic and trying to funnel different things and help different organizations. And saw a story actually just a couple weeks ago. He helped get a homeless guy off the streets, in fact. So Kyle's doing a lot of great things in the community.
And we need more of that in St. Charles County, St. Louis County, and frankly our whole region here.
Ooh, the kick is muffed by Father Tolton, but he covers up pretty quickly. It's going to be 1st and 10 right about the 15-16-yard line. I think he took his eyes off that, looking up to see what running lane he had to work with.
And McCoy had some space there. It looked like our coverage kind of broke down a little bit on our left, their right, and he might have been able to take that and be able to move the ball on that kick return. So kind of a lucky break for the Cougars.
Please do not sit on the areas marked with an X.
Brandon, one thing, I'm looking down here at our fans, and I'll tell you what, it's good to have students back in the student section. I'm seeing some social distancing down there. I see masks being worn. I'm glad to see our kids, doing a great job being safe, even outside here, social distancing and having their masks on. Good job by those young Cougars.
Snap here, hand off to the left side, little pitch. Going up the left side, met immediately by some Cougars, going to get right back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a loss of 1 on the play. Yeah, I agree with you, Doug. It's great to see young people making good decisions. They want to come out and celebrate and have the normalcy of a high school life and being able to go watch some Friday Night Lights. So it's good to see that they're out here supporting the Cougars, get a chance to have a little bit of sense of normalcy and doing it responsibly.
Absolutely. I do need to also correct myself. Apparently, my friend Lisa Gennady, congratulations to Lisa and Andy, first of all, Gennady, on a new baby. I think that's about for those keeping track at home, Mr. and Mrs. Clark, so Jim and Kathy Clark, I want to say that's about their 73rd grandkid, I think is how many they have there, the Clark family. So, no, Lisa Gennady does tell me here that was actually not Ground Round, that was Ponderosa.
Ah, Ponderosa.
So Ponderosa, spoken like a true St. Charles in there. Lisa Gennady, thank you for correcting me, and congratulations to you and Andy on the birth of young Faye, your third child.
I actually talked to Lisa earlier today.
Awesome. She's, for those of you that don't know, Lisa Gennady is our Director of Enrollment here at Lutheran High and does a great job for getting kids at Lutheran High. Obviously, we've grown. Brandon, I'm sure you remember, when you came over to Zion as the Assistant Principal and Athletic Director, I want to say our enrollment was probably two kids. No. How many do we have here at Lutheran High?
2. It's grown dramatically. There's 2 kids.
Okay, you're talking 2. Okay, I thought you were talking about yourself.
2 students.
We had 2 students. Okay, we had a few more than that. It might have been a 2 with some numbers after it, but under our current leadership, Dr. Ernstmeyer, when he came, we've grown about 150 kids. And that's a testament to the leadership of Dr. Ernstmeyer. Obviously our board and what Mrs. Gennady has done as our Director of Enrollment. So awesome to see the growth we have here at Lutheran High.
Yeah, the buzz about Lutheran High, I think, is out there. You guys have done a great job. My Connor, when he was here for me, he was transferred over from Lutheran North and had a great experience here his junior and senior year, and had nothing but positive things happen to him at Lutheran High. So it's great to see that and seeing it from a parent's perspective, and then doing some coaching up here myself, and then as a feeder school representative as well. It's proud to be part of that Lutheran High family. Absolutely.
Well, let's see what Tolton can do here on 2nd and 12, Brandon. We're just the first play of the second quarter.
Dropping back to pass, good throw, good catch. Going to get out past the first down marker on that quick slant to that slot receiver.
Again, I like the call. Julian McCoy going over the middle, and he got hit real hard by Aiden Harris. Aiden, like I said, brings the lumber when he comes as a young 14-year-old. So a nice pitch and catch from Feniger to McCoy. Good play. And I think, again, I've mentioned this now several times. if I'm the Trailblazers coaching staff, if I'm Coach Agnew over there, I'm going to keep running this. I'm going to keep running the slants and the outs and the quick passing game.
Yeah, they're just not getting anything done on the ground, so you kind of have to come up with a few things. Looking through that screen, not sure if that was to the guy in white or the guy in gray there for a second with that throw. But
yeah, he didn't really have him on that. And that's one of those points. And I'm guilty of this as a coach, and you might have been guilty of this as a coach. In basketball, Brandon, is you got something that's working. Why go away from it?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Exactly. I'm not second guessing a play call. Obviously they saw something in our defense, but at the same token, they've had some success on those slant passes and those quick hitters. I'm keeping on it if I'm the Tolton coaching staff.
2nd and 10 coming up here at the 27-yard line early in the second quarter. Snap is back. Another quick slant here. Ooh, receiver kind of stopping that route there, and Lutheran High jumped it and went right through the arms there of the Lutheran High defender. Not sure if the receiver and quarterback were on the same page there or not, but receiver definitely pulled up. Bad situation to put on the quarterback, thrown to a gaggle of gray jerseys.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he just misread that situation. I think that was one of those what we call an option route by the receiver, and the receiver saw something, and he ran what he thought the defense was showing him on that zone coverage, and it wasn't what the quarterback thought. So again, I just love the zip on Fenninger's ball there. So receiver's in the air, he makes that catch.
3rd and 10. Ooh, pressure immediately, has to throw it away, and he throws it to the Lutheran High defender.
I think we had another interception there. Is that by Caleb Mays again? Nope, that was Aiden Harris.
Good to see Aiden back out there for that injury early in the first quarter.
Absolutely. Yep. So again, Aiden makes a nice stick on first down there. Again, it was a nice completed pass to McCoy. And he comes back here. And if those of you watching at home, if you want to take a moment and be able to see this celebration here, I want to say that's Coach Kenny Mays has what he calls the turnover chain. So that's a good thing for young Aiden Harris to have an opportunity to wear that turnover chain. That's one thing the kids really like, and I know they have an opportunity, that turnover chain. Good job by the Cougars.
Replicating that Miami Hurricane turnover chain, I think, right?
I think you're right.
Handoff here to the backfield, Lutheran High going up left side. That looks like A.J. Harris going out.
Harris. What I really liked about that play is, our line did a good job blocking. And if you could have seen the lead block from Rod Gibson, Rod really went in there and put that on that ISO play, put the linebacker coming to fill that gap, on his keister. Nice job by Rod to open up a lane for AJ.
8 of 6 on the play.
2nd and 4 coming up, Lutheran High. 23-yard line of Father Tolton. Coffee waiting for the snap here. There it is. Oh, a little play action here. Looking up the right side. He's got a man open. Caught and taken in for a Lutheran High touchdown.
And that's a nice play. Again, and that's what you want to see from the running game. The running game gets going, and you want to see Bennett Cosby, be able to put that ball in the end zone. Nice job. Nice work by Bennett. I love seeing Bennett have success. Every time that young man comes into school in the morning, he says, "Hello, Dr. Coleman, how you doing?" I love the respect that he has. So good job by his parents raising him, and just what a great kid at Lutheran High. Love to see kids like that, and all of our kids for that matter, putting the ball in the end zone. Good job, Bennett.
Low snap, kick is up, and it is good.
Well, I expected a kind of a lead like this for the Cougars. I did not expect this kind of lead this early in the game. This is a game where the Cougars are really firing on all cylinders, Brandon, on the offensive and the defensive side of the ball.
You referenced high school football having that turbo clock in the second half. You got a turbo clock. Are we going to see that? Squared?
I'm sure this is one of those too. If you're a competitor, you want to play that whole game, but you got a bus ride back to Columbia from here, and that's going to be a long one. You kind of want to see the Cougars continue to play hard, and you can't tell your kids ever to let up, because when you let up, you get injuries.
Yep, happens a lot.
At the same token, if you're over there and you're trying to kind of pump up the Tolton Trailblazers, what do you say, Brandon? I mean, you're down 49-0, and there's 11 minutes remaining in the second quarter. There's no turbo clock till the second half. So this clock's going to, we got 11 more minutes for both teams to put up points, but if it, any indication, the Cougars are going to be the ones putting up more points.
Yeah, and it comes down to we were both high school athletes and college athletes, and no matter what the score, you may be down, but there's that sense of pride, and I think Father Tolton's going to fight all the way through the end.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you want to go out and make that next play, make something happen. Kickoff is great as we change directions. Kim Griskoviak, just so you know, that wind is in our favor now, so that kick went down inside the 10 and was brought out to just shy of the 20-yard line.
Well, that's one thing I was looking for earlier, Brandon, is how Caleb Tiemann, could he put that ball in the end zone? And that got real close. I think that kick went down to about the 4, so a nice kick by Caleb Tiemann with that wind in his back. Good job, young man.
Tolton looks to take over at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 coming up. See if they stick with the short passing game or if they want to try and put it back down on the ground and see what happens there against that stout defensive line by Lutheran High.
Ball at the 20-yard line.
Well, and you got to wonder if they keep completing some of these, slant passes or, outs, when are we going to see a sluggo, what we want to call a slant and a go route, where you pump and then you don't pump again, you actually throw the ball. You're going to want to see that here if you are a Tolton fan.
Little fake handoff, little screen out to the right side. Catch is made. Getting right about to that line of scrimmage. I'd almost like to see him take a deep shot. You talk about the sluggo.
Yes.
The safety's playing in on the box there, so you got that outside receiver on the perimeter with nobody behind offering help to that corner. So I'd like to see him try to take a shot deep, see what happens.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I like that play call. You fake that run, you bring those linebackers up, and then you throw out. You kind of hoping that some of those DBs are caught napping, and they kind of bite on that run fake. And luckily the Cougars were able to rally to that ball.
It's like single high coverage here. Ball's handed off right up the middle here. It looks like a modest gain here of about 2, bringing up a 3rd and long.
48, Noah Maney, the ball carrier.
Now, is it Noah Maney with that run up the middle there? So good hard run. I thought he got a few more yards. Looked like he got about 2 or 3 yards there. Third down and 8. So Maney has the ability, like I was kind of referencing earlier, has the ability to find that open hole. And you got to wonder, is he going to go on the outside and be able to find that opening in the Cougar zone, in the passing game, or do they keep him in the backfield for situations like that? So, Brandon, we still have just under 10 minutes here. We still have a lot of game in front of us here. The Cougars lead that's 49-0. So,
handoff here right side. Looked like it was a option route there. Quarterback decided to give it away. And taking up the right side, doesn't look like a gain. It's going to be 4th and 8 coming up. Punt coming up for Father Tolton.
Yeah, and Noah Maney took the ball off the outside there. So, again, good solid run. But again, the Cougars just rallied to the ball. One thing I like, Brandon, if you've noticed this, it's tough to kind of see numbers on our jerseys here. It's even tougher with our away jerseys. But I like how we have 5 or 6 guys on the ball every time, and we are not just having one man bring down those ball carries for Tolton.
Punt coming up, Father Tolton here, a little high snap. Kick is away. It's going to let it hop here. It's going to stay right there near the 50, coming back. Still coming back. Father Tolton letting that ball roll.
I was going to say, if I'm Father Tolton, I'm yelling at my kids, hey, get on that dadgum ball. You don't want to give up field position. I mean, at the end of the day, the 3 yards isn't really going to matter in this football game, but, there's going to be another game, whether it's time for districts or whether it's time for another game when Tolton has down the season where you're going to stop that ball and those 3 yards mean something.
Doug, you just mentioned districts. Districts were released this week. How does LHS stack up against their opponents in Class 2?
Yes, districts. So if we kind of look at who's in our district, we're in a 6-team district. Christian, Cuba, Duchesne, Grandview, which is out of Hillsboro, Lutheran South, and us. And let's talk a little bit about that, Brandon, here when we get a moment.
1st and 10 for Lutheran High, taking over here at the 46 of Father Tolton.
Brandon, I was just informed up here by Mr. Gibson we have a new quarterback in the game. So looks like Coffee, he might be done for the game, or he'll go back in the 3rd quarter. We'll find out.
Oh, throws out to the right side, almost a nice one-handed catch.
Pass incomplete. For number 28, McLean.
I'm seeing.
Looks like Charlie Blondin in at quarterback. Did I see that right?
Yes, you did. Yes, Brandon, that is correct.
Coming into the game hot, coming out throwing. Good throw out that right side.
Charlie Blondin.
Almost a nice little one-handed catch by the receiver for Lutheran High. 2nd and 10 coming up at 46.
Absolutely. So good to have a freshman quarterback in here. I kind of see some of the same offensive linemen. It looks like we got some different skill positions in, not across the board, but honestly, that's a good move by Coach Harris. Give some of these younger guys an opportunity to play.
Slow on that handoff, but he go up the right side. Going down the sideline, tiptoeing. Great cutback, still going. Man, some nice footwork on that sideline to tiptoe and to cut back that to the left side for another 15-yard gain on the...
And I'll tell you what, we've seen some good plays from Caleb there. That's Caleb Mays on the defensive side of the ball. Seeing him now running the ball, great work. Great work by the Cougars.
Ball's placed at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, great first half there for Mr. Coffey. A short first half for him, but he did some great things there. It was nice to see him throw the ball a little bit. Fun to watch.
Absolutely. I want to say, I don't think he had an incomplete pass, did he?
He did not.
Yeah, I was going to say, did he have, threw the ball 5 times for 2 touchdowns and probably 80 yards? I mean, that's a pretty efficient day for a quarterback. Blondin here looks like he's giving the ball off. I want to say that was Bennett Cosby, I believe.
Yes, sir. Bennett Cosby on the run.
Good run. Well, I'll tell you what, Cosby's had himself a good game. Just ripped off a 6-yard run there, had about a 30-yard or 25-yard touchdown pass on that play action from Coffey earlier. So good start for that young man.
Gain of 4 on the play makes it 2nd down and 6.
2nd and 6 at the 14 coming up for Lutheran High. Blondin in the shotgun. 2 backs near him.
Yeah, Mays and Cosby back there. Hand off to Mays.
Right up the gut. Ooh, flag comes out.
Well, I like to say typically that's a holding penalty in that area, Brandon, but
you are correct.
There we go. Typically, if it gets thrown by the umpire there, that's probably what it is.
So we'll march him back here. Should have 2nd and 16 coming up.
Well, we were talking a little bit earlier, Brandon, kind of about that district play there. So it's interesting. The Cougars, are in Class 2 this year. Obviously, I think anyone who's listening here is well aware that we've had some movement in the state of Missouri, with St. Louis not being able to play football until this coming weekend, actually, this next weekend. St. Louis County having to come out to St. Charles or Jefferson or somewhere else to play those games at this point. So that kind of moved some people around as some of those schools had to kind of decide, hey, we're not going to play in the spring. Rather, we're going to play in the alternative fall, which will be happening this spring. So we're not going to play in the fall. You kind of move some of those Hazelwoods out, who have been some of those Class 6 schools, as well as some of the Class 1 schools have dropped to 8-man. Whether they're don't have the same number of athletes coming out for football teams in the past. So it's kind of moved the Cougars, even though our student enrollment has grown and we're over 400 this year. For the first time in I think 13 years, we're down in Class 2, and it's an interesting place for the Cougars to be, Brandon.
3rd and 16 coming up here after that last play was a screen out to the right, no gain. Blondin going deep.
I think he's got him.
Oh, that receiver just went up and took that away from the Father Tolton D-back.
Number 15, Cam.
Absolutely. Cam Hart knows how to high point a football.
A catch.
That was a really nice catch because, Blondin threw a nice ball there. And Cam Hart, with his size, again, being 6 foot, I want to say 6'3", 6'4", just goes up and takes the ball out of the hands or the opportunity to catch the ball from the Tolton Trailblazers. So good throw by Blondin. Even nicer catch by Cam Hart.
Extra point up, and it is on its way, and it is good. That Father Tolton defender looked like he was almost waiting for that ball to come to him like a punt,
it did,
if you will. And the Cougar receiver just went up and, like I said, high pointed that ball and just took it away from him.
Absolutely.
It reminded me something. You see that.
I know. Hey, Brandon, before you even said, I know what you're going to say, because do you know what today is?
What is today? I do know what today is,
actually. The 7th anniversary of what?
That would be, some people call it the Fail Mary.
It's not.
But I call it a game-winning touchdown.
Yes.
Hail Mary throw from Russell Wilson, Golden Tate.
Yes, for those of you at home remembering that, the Fail Mary is what a Green Bay Packer fan might call it. But for those of us who claim Seattle Seahawks, because we're from the Pacific Northwest, Brandon grew up in Seattle, and myself in the great state of Oregon, you refer to when we had those replacement officials on a Monday night.
Those guys did a good job, I thought.
They called it right.
That's a tough spot to be in.
Clearly, Golden Tate went up and just snatched the ball from that poor guy from the Packers for a touchdown.
I thought those replacement officials did a good job.
Absolutely.
It's tough to come in and do somebody else's job kind of last minute on the fly. Almost like you come in to announce a football game, kind of last minute. on the fly. It's just you have to roll with the punches, do the best you can, and hope for the best.
You do, absolutely. Looks like we got a comment here. Nice, what a catch, nice job, Cam. Absolutely.
Great catch.
We talked about that earlier. Cam really high pointed that ball. If Cam waits for that ball to come down to him, kind of like he's playing 500 like he used to do for kids, he's not going to make a catch. But to go up and high point that ball, he's been coached real well. His dad obviously helps as a head coach of a semi-professional team, and obviously with our coaches here for the Lutheran Cougars, he's getting good coaching, whether it be at home or here for the Cougars, and he goes up and high points that ball. Great job by young Cam Hart.
He did. He just went up and took it from the defender. I think Randy Moss would really like that catch. I think he'd have something to say about that catch.
Absolutely. You got mossed.
That's where I was going earlier.
Absolutely.
You might see that on Monday night this week. Kick is off, bobbled by Father Tolton, recovered at the 10, looking to make a move. And there is a ton of Cougars right there. He gets out to about the 15-yard line there.
Well, it looks like, Brandon McCoy made a nice move there to make the initial man miss, and then he just kind of had that whole pride of Cougars take him down.
That
gaggle of Cougars.
Can't mess with that gaggle.
Down there. Well, Brandon, we got 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter here. 6 minutes to go. Cougars lead this game 56-0. What I'm seeing here, Brandon, is I'm seeing a lot of new numbers out there for the Cougars. And I like some other kids getting an opportunity to play. So it's a good thing to see. Good thing by Coach Harris and his staff, kind of putting some new folks in the game.
Tolton takes the snap, hands off to the fullback, gets right out to the line of scrimmage here. It's going to be 2nd and 10 coming up for the Trailblazers. I want to say that might have been Maney with the carry.
Noah Maney with the football.
Yeah, Noah Maney with that carry. He's a good-sized kid. He's about 6 foot. I want to say he's about 210, 220. Kind of full head of steam. He gets going. He just couldn't get a full head of steam on that play. He was met immediately by the Cougars D-line, Brandon.
They're holding up stout, even with the substitutions coming in. Young kids get a chance to play a little bit, and they don't miss a beat. 2nd and 10 from the 15 coming up. Dropping back to pass. Ooh, there was tight coverage there, and it is picked off. Threw into double coverage right there, did Father Tolton. Thought he had a chance if he held the ball for a second to let that guy get behind that second defender, but rushed a little bit and did not turn out well for the Trailblazers.
Tackled by 52, Spencer Haight.
Spencer Haight in with a tackle after that interception. We've got a Trailblazer down right now. Staff coming down to look at him.
I couldn't quite see what happened down there, but once again we referenced this earlier, this turnover chain here. So there we go, Coach Mays and sharing that turnover chain with young Carson Colbert. Nice play.
Spencer Haight made the tackle after that interception and was the man that was down, being helped off the field right now.
Well, let's hope the young man down there on the field is going to be okay. Looks like he's walking off, so it's definitely something you don't want to see. I don't care what team you're rooting for. You never want to see a young kid, go off the field like that. But, frankly, good thing we're playing because, some people in our nation, Brandon, they're not playing any sport, let alone football. So good to be here in St. Charles County, playing Father Tolton from Columbia here on a Friday night. Blessed to be able to have that opportunity to be able to play football.
1st and 10 for Lutheran High coming up now after that turnover. They're going to start off in the red zone here. One, get ready to take the snap. We got a flag right away. It looks like a false start here on the Lutheran High Cougars.
Well,
looks like one of the receivers flanked out to the right.
Yeah, he flinched a little bit. And that's one thing, and that's what's going to irritate Coach Harris. We're going to get through this game, Brandon. We got 5.5 minutes. Cougars lead 56-0. That's the things he's going to look at and say, guys, this is the kind of stuff that cannot happen. I don't care if we don't have all of our starters in the game. When you're a Lutheran Cougar football player, we don't expect penalties. So quit making penalties, mental mistakes. Got to be better.
Dropping back to pass is Blondin, looking deep, going to that corner. Just let him out of bounds. Almost a great catch. Don't know if he would have come down inbounds with it, but took a shot on that right side, left it up there, gave a chance to make a play.
Might have got 1 foot down there, but might have been tough to get 2 feet. Of course, you only need 1 in high school football. So Blondin did make a nice throw. Good touch for the young freshman on that throw into the corner of the end zone, Brandon.
I like that they're letting him throw the ball a little bit. Get a freshman in there at quarterback early in the season, let him have a chance to kind of get his feet wet, get some good throws under his belt, because that sets the groundwork going forward, not only for this year but for the future.
Absolutely.
As he gets a chance to play quarterback later on.
Absolutely. Looks like we got a bunch formation to the left side here for the Cougars.
2nd and 15. Flag again immediately on that snap. Rush off the left side, and he is going to be in for a touchdown. Flag pending.
We got a flag.
Cougars 23.
Looks like an illegal formation on the offense is going to bring it back.
Well, Caleb Mays had just a nice run. What a burst of speed by that young man. Just turning it up the left side there. Of course, it's going to be coming back, Brandon.
He'll have another chance to try and put that in the end zone here as we march this flag off with this yardage. Yeah, Coach Harris is definitely not going to be happy with all these flags.
No.
Again, no matter what the situation, you've got to stay disciplined, and you can't have that against a team later on in the season.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Well, you know, Brandon, one young man I see walking around down there is Jaden Wanstead. For those at home, Jaden Wanstead, may or may not have known the young man, one of our awesome offensive defensive linemen, junior here. Several Division I offers, a great young man, had pectoral surgery, tore his pec, and had surgery here a couple weeks ago. I love to see him walking around. He's been at school the last few weeks, has that sling, looks like he's healing up just fine and going to be ready to go here to be able to get back into shape this spring and obviously next year into his senior season. So prayers, blessings for Jaden Wanstead as he continues to recover and recuperate after tore pectoral muscle surgery.
Timeout taken here by Lutheran High. Coach Harris wants to talk over some stuff. What do you think he's talking about during this timeout? Coming off a couple penalties, marching in the wrong direction right now, even though the game's going really well for Lutheran High. As a coach, what would you be telling your kids right here?
Number one, you got guys who have not played a whole lot of varsity snaps in the game right now. You're probably telling them, just calm down. Guys, you're playing football on a Friday night. It is a varsity football game against another varsity team. This is not a JV team, and you guys are just fine to move the ball, whether it's in the air or on the ground. I think he's just telling them to kind of be calm and play our game and, put another one in the end zone. And whether we decide to put the ball in the air here or put the ball on the ground, just be confident in the play calls, be confident in one another, and continue to churn and play Cougar football.
We'll see if they come out and execute those words from Coach Harris here as we get 2nd and 20, 5:11 to play in the first half in this 56-0 score. Lutheran High facing the Trailblazers of Father Tolton.
Yeah.
Now, am I correct? I could be wrong here. I probably am wrong. Father Tolton, is that not where the Porter boys were going to play basketball?
Yes, sir. So it was fun to watch. I want to say he's the oldest Porter boy play for the Denver Nuggets there.
Yeah, Michael Porter in the playoffs right now.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I want to say they're down 3-1 to the Lakers right now.
They had a close one last night. Made a charge against the Lakers last night.
Yeah.
Cut it to 3 late in the fourth.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely correct. And what a great family, for to be at Tolton Catholic. And I've heard great things about the young men in their family there as athletes.
Handoff right side here.
Young men in their field.
Modest gain here as we move it a couple yards. Ball's going to be at
Stripped up by 48.
right about the 24-yard line, it looks like.
Well, creeping down under 5 minutes here, Brandon. Cougars still lead 56-0. 56-0 here. Coming up to a little under 5 minutes here to go in the half. And you got to wonder here, you got 3rd and 15. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm curious if they throw it up or if they draw, little run play, give their kicker a chance to kick a field goal.
Got Cam Hart on the outside again.
We're going to throw it. Little pump fake. Ooh, just behind the receiver there.
Yeah.
And a big block there at the end of the play by Lutheran High.
Yeah, that was a nice block. Nice block. Yeah, it's to Caleb Mays, and just blocking through a little bit behind him. Mays was kind of open on that underneath. Looks like we have another penalty though.
Man.
My goodness.
Holding on Lutheran High.
Got a lot of laundry out there tonight.
Absolutely. So now you're sitting. Do you decline that?
They're going to decline it.
He started to march it off there, and you're kind of wondering why would you decline that penalty when you got 4th and 17 coming up here. So. Well, Brandon, as I look down on the track here, I see our cheerleaders kind of getting ready to go for some halftime. Our Sapphires as well. So looking forward to our Sapphires performing here at halftime. They do a great job.
Another flag. Looked like the head official was actually going to stop the play before the flag was thrown. Little discussion here to talk about that real quick, see what they're going to decide here.
Cougars huddle back up, and
not sure if they were trying to call a timeout or.
Looks like we have no flag is being waved off. Looks like we're still sitting then, Brandon, at 4th and about 17.
Flag was waved off. There was no
Yeah, the official had not put that ball in play yet before the flag was thrown by the side judge there.
Yeah, absolutely.
4th and 18 coming up. Let's see what they do here.
I think you got to go to the
Through the hands of freshman quarterback. Gets it on one hop. Just going to throw it up for grabs. And it's picked off by Father Tolton.
And he could go.
What a block there by Father Tolton as he races up the right side of the field. Looks like a flag on the play. That block was pretty ferocious by Father Tolton. I wonder if they're going to get him with the illegal block right there. Maybe a blindside block coming up here. Great play by the Trailblazer defender to get that ball. Snap was botched by the quarterback and decided to throw it up anyway. And it is going to be on Father Tolton with that penalty. It looks like an illegal blindside block.
Yeah, it's kind of what I think what he signaled there. So, again, that's you can't blame Blondin on that. It's 4th down. You got to put the ball in the air. You can't just go cover it up. I have no issue with that pass whatsoever. You either throw it up or you get sacked for a loss. You're gonna turn the ball over anyways. So I like the throw. I really do.
What about if he would have gathered that ball and decided just to go ahead and punt it?
Definitely could have as well. Definitely could have as well. In that situation, you don't have any linemen going downfield, which you can't do, until that ball's punted. So it wouldn't have been an issue because you have your outside guys, your wide receivers running down the field. So it would have been well within the rules to do that. But I think he made the right decision. I like it.
After the penalty, ball placed at the 25-yard line.
Again, great interception there by the Trailblazer defender. And for a second there, I actually thought he might take it to the house, Doug.
Yeah, I said that right after he picked it off, and then Blondin made a nice play, to kind of trip him up there. So
some shifting on the defensive line for the Cougars here. Snap is up, handoff to the Trailblazers.
That's to Maney. And that's what I'm talking about. You see him there. When he gets a head of steam going, he ripped off a nice run for about 6 yards. So good run by Noah Maney.
Had a nice lane to run through there for him. He hasn't had many of those tonight, so took advantage of that.
44,
they're going to hurry up to the line of scrimmage. Give it to him again. He's going to go back to that right side. This time, maybe a pickup of 1. Going to bring up a 3rd and short, maybe a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2 coming up.
Yeah. Maney again. Luckily though for the Cougar fans, he did not get a full head of steam on that run.
3rd and 2 coming up. Just under 3.5 to play in the first half.
Well, Maney's gotten you 8.5 yards here. Do you go back to him here? Or do you throw? Does Fenniger throw one of those slants? It looks like they're going to go heavy package.
Maybe a QB sneak here. We had a false start. I thought I saw a flinch by one of the running backs in the backfield there. The costly penalty, especially on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and you got
coming off a decent run for that pickup of 8.
Yeah, and I can't tell if that was supposed to be a sneak. A quarterback sneak from 2 yards is you better
risky.
Have a really good offensive line. You
need a Cam Newton back there.
You really do, absolutely. So kind of a risky call when you got 2 yards to go. I'd probably have given the ball to Maney on that play.
I would agree with you. 3rd and 7. See if they. Oh, it looks like they're going to call a timeout here.
Well, we're creeping down just under 3 minutes, Brandon. We got 3 minutes left in the game. 3 minutes left in the half. Cougars lead it 56-0. 56-0.
Trailblazers take that timeout there. We're going to go back to our sponsor list. Doug, what do you got going with sponsors? Who else we got?
Well, I've listed those gold sponsors, our silver sponsors, our bronze, our blue. Let me now hit you with the gray sponsors. Our gray level sponsors: Vince and Kristen Bonham, Mark Cherry and Dr. Wendy Meyer Cherry, Wes and Kelly Colbert, Deb Martins, Butch and Gina Powley, Russ and Teresa Shindahedi. So before I get into those white level sponsors, just real quick, one thing was brought up here last time, Brandon, if you were listening to the broadcast. Brian at Brainsteiner last halftime against Herman last week, got me a Diet Dr. Pepper. Well, I looked into that because I was asked this now. I got several emails about it and text messages about Diet Dr. Pepper and kind of fans requesting that at Lutheran High. Wouldn't you know it? We're going to have Diet Dr. Pepper at Lutheran High here for the next home game. So when we host Christian High School on October 9th, Brandon, I'm excited to say we will have Diet Dr. Pepper as a pop choice. I am excited.
You have always been a fan of Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yes, I am.
Doug
and
visits
I have
the QT regularly every morning to get about 60. Looks like we lost connection there for a bit. If you guys are just joining us back, we have A.J. Harris takes the punt to the house. 55-yard punt return for the touchdown. Got that ball on the right side and broke it back down the left side. Great return. And those, again, Porsche has one speed there, Doug, as A.J. takes that to the house on that punt return.
I think I got it.
So
yeah, it is live now.
As we get back for connection, I don't know if Coach Aaron heard me or not. She was asking what kind of screens Lutheran High was running, and they were actually running some high pick and roll, Aaron. So if you want to put the high pick and roll into the offense this year, there you go. Great run back by A.J. Harris. Extra point coming up. 62-0 right now. Extra point pending.
Well, and now you're sitting at 2 minutes left here. We'll see if we can, extend this to 63. Kicker's been doing a nice job. Caleb Tiemann has. So see what he can do.
Good snap. Kick is on its way. And it is good. He drove that one that time.
Absolutely.
Again, that wind coming out of the southwest helping us out there again. Doug, you want to go back to our sponsor list there and run through some more?
Yeah, let me take a moment here and let me finish out our sponsor list here. So, again, we've been through the gold and the silver and the bronze and the blue. Let's get down here. Mike and Lori Albert, Roger and Sean Butler, John and Kelly Brickner, Andy and Lynette Caleros, Kevin and Rosie Cantrell, Jim and Lori Chandler, Richard and Marcia Craven, Matt and Kim Daniger, Pamela Hayes Hagstrom, Jeff and Amber Kessler, Doug and Sarah Kuhlman, Todd and Michelle Larkin, Chad and Linda Lashley, Tim and Heather Mesa, Doug and Lizzie Meyer, Doug and Kathy Mudd, Matt and Amy Murphy, Mike and Melissa Ruse, Art and Nyla Sanderson, Michael and Brittany Shimwig, Chris Schulte, Michelle Schwan, Paul and Laura Short, Tom and Nancy Spar, Jim and Claire Stigemeyer, Kim and Susan Trimble, Jason and Laura Valley, Greg and Nicole Wood, and I did reference earlier, Scott and Danielle Burke, who just joined as of 1 hour ago. So thank you very much. That completes our sponsors here. A lot of support for Lutheran High School. Thank you.
Kickoff on its way, taken at the 5, run back out to about the 15-yard line. Looks like the ball is loose. They're going to blow it dead, say he was down. Not going to be a fumble on that play. Ball's going to be out near the 20-yard line. Good kick by Tiemann to bring that back. Did I hear you actually reference yourself as a sponsor, Doug?
You know what? When you are
can you do that? Is that his protocol?
Hey, if you pay the money, you can definitely be a sponsor. So as a 20-year employee of Lutheran High, I am a staunch supporter of Lutheran High. My wife and I are, and we're glad our daughter is now a member of the Cougar family. So absolutely.
Grace Kuhlman, freshman here at Lutheran High.
She is. We're excited about that. And we'll be here for many years because we have a 5th grader.
I'm hoping.
Check that, 6th grader.
I'm hoping she'll just be here for 4.
Yeah, well, her, but then our family, and then all the way down to my little 1st grader. So, absolutely.
1st and 10 coming up from the 20 for Father Tolton here as they look to try and get something going on offense.
I'm going back to that slant.
Well, handoff up the middle.
Maney again. Once again, when he gets a full head of steam going, tough to bring down there. When he just kind of goes through and is not able to find that hole, it makes it tougher, for him to get that full head of steam. So
looks like substitution on defense for Lutheran High. Number 77 coming in on that defensive line.
Again, I've referenced it earlier, Brennan, but I like what Coach Harris and the staff is doing here. We keep humming along defensively here with a lot of guys who don't get a whole lot of varsity time on the defensive side of the ball. So, great work.
It was Isaiah Rubio checking in on the defensive line. I told you I want to see a Rubio tonight.
There you go. You saw a Rubio. You saw one of the Rubios. Absolutely.
2nd and 10 coming up. Another handoff here. Going up the right side.
Well,
this one a positive. Nice little move, little juke there, getting a gain about 8.
48, Noah Maney, the ball carrier.
Nice run by Maney. Nice run.
Nice little sidestep there, about 3/4 of the way through.
Absolutely did. Nice jump cut there. Now, I'm going, you know what? I had success on that play. I'm running the exact same play. I wouldn't change a thing. I'd go right off that, Cougar left side, off the Cougars' left side, off of the Tolton Catholic's right side. Looks like clock's coming down, Brandon. We're down to 30 seconds left in the first half. 30 seconds left in the first half. Cougars with the lead, 63-0.
3rd and 2, see what they come up with. They've got a big box there. Just going to have the quarterback keep it. Progress is going to be stopped. He'll pick up that first down.
Yeah, and you got to wonder here, do they take a timeout and throw a couple of shots? If I'm Coach Agnew, I might do that. Take a timeout and throw a couple of shots.
Clock stops right away.
Yeah, clock's going to run here as soon as the ball's set here. It's just run.
There we go.
We're down to 22 seconds left in the half, Brandon. Looks like Tolton's going to let this go to halftime.
Ball at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like any urgency to come up and get another playoff here before the first half. They're going to be content going in, looking at what they did in the first half, trying to prove as they come out in the second half.
Now, again, we talked about earlier is what are you telling your team at halftime? You're down 63-0. This game, for all intents and purposes, is going to be a W for the Cougars and a bus ride home for Tolton Catholic. I think you're just continue to tell your players, play hard on both sides of the ball, not just Tolton, but obviously the Cougars, because, again, this is a football game. This is two football teams. They both want to play hard. They both need to play hard in the second half. I'll say, Brandon, it's going to be a quick second half.
Turbo clock.
It's going to be a 24-minute clock time. First half's pretty long here. Had a couple injury timeouts. And
a lot of flags. A lot of flags there for a while. Slow that play down. Yeah, I'll be curious. I think as you look at that halftime adjustments and what you talk to your kids about at halftime, I think it's just a matter of trying to find something you want to work on here coming out in the second half. You can say, hey, we may not win this game, but we want to work on a few things as we get ready for our games in coming weeks that we can get better at.
Correct.
And try and get some rhythm going with those, both on the offensive and defensive side, so that they can be prepared to come out and be successful as they continue on their seasons.
Absolutely. Well, you heard some of the kids cheering down there, the Cougar fans, the student section. I think they're seeing the Sapphires are about to perform. So we have the camera pointed right at midfield, and looks like here they come out, Brandon. So we're going to go off the air for a minute and let you enjoy the Sapphires.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, the Lutheran High School Sapphires. Ladies, your music is on.
All right, thank you. I will definitely tell them.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lutheran High School varsity cheerleaders.
Well, I think we're back. So, hey, I hope all of you at home had an opportunity to watch our Sapphires perform as well as our cheerleaders. Great work by our Sapphires and our cheerleaders. I sure hope that we did not lose our broadcast there. I think we got it all in right when the cheerleaders' halftime show was over. So up here with me now, those who are listening here, getting ready for the second half, I have Mr. Bernard. Mr. Bernard, our principal here at Lutheran High. You know, John, one of the things we were talking about earlier, was kind of the growth of Lutheran High, and kind of we're just talking about what we have done here, with our school leadership, and as you kind of evaluate, you were a student here at Lutheran High, and now Lutheran High has over 400 students. What are some things you've seen happen, over the last 20 plus years of your association with Lutheran High for this growth?
Yeah, it's really been an amazing experience to watch the growth from the time that I was a student till now. One of the big, I think, landmarks was many years ago when we finally got a home here at 5100 Mexico Road, and putting that permanent building up back in 1989 really established us as a school and had a home site, and I think from that point on, the growth that has taken place is attributed to just having this home location, and we've been able to grow at this home location with multiple building projects, and the growth of our stadium here, and our most recent addition this last year of new gymnasium and some new classroom space, and the addition of just a broader curriculum as well that we can offer students, that kids really enjoy taking some of these classes that are a little bit more relevant, and are going to do a better job of preparing them for their future in college and beyond.
Well, talk about some of those new classes, John, that we have started here at Lutheran High over the last, call it, 3 to 5 years.
So a couple of years ago, we adopted Project Lead the Way, which some have maybe heard of before, but it's really a science, a STEM curriculum focused around science and engineering. And so we've picked up a number of engineering classes that are taught by a former engineer, Mr. Zills. He's done a phenomenal job of building that program, and so we actually have 3 engineering classes that we offer now. An Intro to Engineering, a Principles of Engineering, and then an Aerospace Engineering class.
Awesome.
Looking to grow that program and possibly even add a 4th class in the future.
John, one of the things earlier that Brandon Maroff and I were talking about, was kind of how students are involved here at Lutheran High. We referenced the robotics program and how it had, we're looking at the robotics now, how it had about 50 students, as a part of it. What would you say here is as you kind of evaluate the different programs and offerings that we have from an extracurricular standpoint, how does Lutheran High compare to other schools that are around 400 kids?
I think we just offer a wide range of a variety of different activities and clubs that kids can be a part of. It's not just about sports. It's about drama. It's about music. It's about robotics. We've got a Teens for Life group. We've got a Key Club that's very active. We've got a large number of different clubs beyond just our sports, which for a school of 400, the number of sports and teams we have is really phenomenal as well.
Absolutely. John, as you kind of evaluate, I referenced here your, different hats you've worn here at Lutheran High, from student to teacher to assistant principal to principal. What are some of your fondest memories, of the recent past, kind of during this growth spurt Lutheran High has had?
I think just the opportunity to bring on some new faculty and staff to serve our students in just a wider variety of ways. It's been fun being able to be a part of that and to bring them on and to teach them, not just the students, but to teach our new faculty and staff the culture and the climate of Lutheran High. And that's really what makes Lutheran High special is we call it here the Cougar Way. And not only is it with our students, but it's also with our faculty and staff. And and we just have a special climate, a special culture. We hear it all the time when guests and visitors come into our school that this is definitely a special place. They notice it by the students as they walk through the hallways, as they talk to different staff members. Just what we're about here is providing a strong Christian education where relationships are super important in what we do, and we really highly value that and try to make that a priority in everything we do.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Bernhardt, John, we appreciate your time here, spending up here in the booth with us. You as a coach now, let's put your coach hat on. What are some last comments you have about what you kind of want to see in the second half after the Cougars, lead this game? This game's, we've kind of talked all but over. We got 24 more minutes. What do you think you're going to see?
Well, this is one of those situations where it's a prime opportunity to get some of those more inexperienced kids in, get them some time and some experience to help the program build into the future, and perhaps provide some of the regular players a little bit of rest. They had plenty of activity the first half, so give them a little rest and let some of the youngsters take over and see what they can do.
Absolutely. Well stated. Well, I think we all know, those of us who are Cougar fans know that when Sweet Caroline comes on, it's almost time for the second half. So, Mr. Bernhardt, thank you for your time.
Thanks,
Enjoy
Doug.
the rest of the game.
All right.
Whoa, we just had a little mic mishap there, everyone. So, way to go. There we go. Okay. Hey, a couple shout-outs here. I want to kind of read those from our YouTube piece here. We have Fern Deathridge, Grandma to Taylor and Megan Hartman, watching from Waverly, Missouri. Loved our halftime show. You know what? I completely agree. I'll tell you what, that was one thing where when my daughters come to games, they like watching the football, but they always want to know where the robot is. They want to know when the dancers perform, and they want to see the cheerleaders putting their pom-poms in the air. So, awesome experience, here at game night at Lutheran High to not only watch the football team, but also just the other kids enjoying their opportunities to compete and to do what they love to do, whether it be dance, perform, cheer, or cheer on the Cougars. So, Brandon, welcome back. Looking forward to the second half.
Thanks, glad to be back. It's definitely a culture thing, I think, here too. Just the environment that, most high schools provide with Friday night lights, but I think something that Lutheran High does really, really well. And looking forward to the excitement of not only the second half, but the rest of the season and seeing what happens here.
Absolutely. No, I think you hit the nail on the head. Is one thing, Mr. Bethany, our new athletic director, and I were talking about here the other day. He has really elevated what we do on game days. I just absolutely love what Melvin has brought to the table with his experience over at Parkway West and the other things that he's done as a coach and an official for our Missouri State High School Activity Association, things that he has seen and kind of instituted here. It's made our game day experience, even with this coronavirus pandemic we're going through, Brandon, it's just awesome. So kudos and shout out to Melvin for what he has done in his leadership.
So Doug, what do you think? Second half, what's going to happen?
Well, it's going to be 24 minutes, so right now it's 8:43. I predict that by 9:17, this game will be over.
9:17, huh?
Yep, I'm pretty specific. So we're going to call it that. A couple other shout-outs here. Those Cougar fans who've been listening know that Brian Brainsteiner is not with us tonight. He is enjoying a birthday celebration. He sent me a text here. It says, "Excellent job tonight." And then a picture of the people he's on vacation with. So shout out to his family and Jana and Dave Lapine enjoying some time away on a little birthday trip. So
Brian, thanks for letting me step in your shoes here for a little bit. It's been a fun time for me tonight. Thanks for the opportunity. It's been good.
Also have a shout out here from Beverly Hankins. Our granddaughter is Caitlin Wagner, a sapphire dancer. Proud of all of our Cougar student body. And you know, Mrs. Hankins, you say that very well. I completely agree. Brandon, I talked earlier, I see a lot of social distancing going on here, not only from our Cougar, our young students, but also from our fans. They're not sitting where they're not supposed to be sitting. I see a lot of masks being worn, and that's just what you want to see. We want to continue to enjoy Friday nights like this, and we got to be responsible and be safe. So, very well put. We want to continue to enjoy those sapphire dancers, our cheerleaders, our roboteers, and especially our football team here for the second half, Brandon.
Doug, I'm going to see your 9:17, you said?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go 9:04.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Ooh, great tackle right away. And the reason I'm going to go 9:04 on you, Doug, is they adjusted the quarters and put them in 7 minutes.
Well, you see, I didn't even see that.
So
I was just cheated for that, Brandon.
You got to pay attention up here, man. It's dog-eat-dog world here.
I guess, if I were a betting man, and I'm absolutely not, I would say, hey, it'd be 9:17, but I did not know it was 7 minutes left. So
you got to take the new information as it comes.
You got to pay attention.
And just like the special teams there for Lutheran High was paying attention on that big tackle. Father Tolton starting out here at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, again, I like that Coach Harris and the staff has some other guys in here to kind of get an opportunity to play on Friday Night Lights behind a big crowd.
Looks like that scoreboard just went out. Big screen here out on. Great tackle, legal tackle. He let him know he was there. That is for sure.
I think that was Jordan Bethany on that hit, number 2. Kind of stood him up, and then Jordan came in and cleaned him up. So nice pop by Jordan.
Yeah, he definitely let him know his name was Jordan on that play. Man, that was a big tackle. That was a how you doing right there.
Absolutely. So I think you're right, Brandon. The scoreboard did go out over there. I mean, obviously everyone at home knows the Cougars are ahead of this game. Cougars are going to win this game. We're down to probably about 5 minutes left, and at this point, the officials are just saying, "Hey, we're going to keep time out on the field." Typically, in this situation, Brandon, what we see happening is there's an interference coming from a wireless signal. We're Ethernetted in here, but sometimes our visiting opponents, they might have a system in place that uses just a different frequency that kind of interferes with our scoreboard wireless frequency, and those kind of things just happen from time to time. Usually happens once or twice per year at home games here, not only during football contests, but also during soccer games and whatnot on our stadium field here. So something just happens.
That is definitely a did not know scenario.
Mm-hmm. Well, Brandon, we were talking a little bit earlier about that district, and I referenced earlier, we're in that Class 2 district with Christian, Cuba, Duchesne, Grandview, Lutheran, South Lutheran, St. Charles. We are right now in first place in that district. We have 57 points, and that's basically a total of, takes into consideration, do you win or do you lose a game, how much do you win or lose a game by, and then obviously the level of your opponent. So us playing a Class 6 school and with Fort Zumwalt West, playing Helias Catholic. Helias Catholic is the number 1 ranked team in Class 4 right now. So you kind of have some of those pieces put together. It puts Cougars right now with 57 points. Second place in our district is Duchesne with 41. The good thing is we beat Duchesne head-to-head. So let's just say something happens down the road here. Cougars drop a game or two. If we are one spot below Duchesne, because we beat them head-to-head, we'll be able to flip spots with them. Our state association has that quirky rule, so it kind of does give us a leg up on district play. Obviously with Christian being in our district as well, number 1, next week when we play Christian, that'll be 2 things. Number 1, for district seeding, and number 2, that's a game if we win. If we can get by Christian here in a couple of weeks, we will be the conference champions, for the AAA conference in Division II football. We have 2 different divisions here in the AAA conference, Division I and Division II. So even without DeBerg being able to play this fall, our conference, we will be conference champions. That'll actually be the very first time Lutheran High will ever have and record a conference championship in football, if we can beat Christians. That's a big if. Christians got a good football team, and I'm looking forward to that game here in a couple of weeks, Brandon.
That's exciting news. That's something else I did not know. It'll be a big game to watch here on Friday night. Just got a text message. A shout out to Chris Tomlinson as she gets ready to celebrate her big 50th birthday.
You mean 29th? You mean 29th?
No, she told me she was 50.
Oh. I don't believe it, Chris. 29.
I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it either. I had to ask her. And she did say, in fact, she is turning 50. Handoff here.
I think that's Maney again.
Maney with the big run here.
Boy, nice run.
If he gets a lane to run through, he is tough to bring down.
He really is. Kind of shed 3 or 4 tackles there off the left side of the offense and made some nice moves.
Positive run there.
Nice play. I'll tell you what, we got another shout out here from Sandra Rivera. Shout out to Tracy and Nathan Donnell, number 25. They're watching in Los Fresnos, Texas. I'll tell you what, we are glad to be able to bring somebody watching down in Texas, watching which I'm assuming here, Nathan Donnell. So Absolutely. Right on the tip of Texas. Los Fresnos, absolutely.
Handoff up the middle here, not a big gain.
Noel Maney with the
Tolton, I think, got away a little false start there, too. Refs didn't see it, but
tackle by 32.
brings up a 4th down coming up, 4th and 3.
Absolutely. Well, big play here. You know, I know every play is a big play. I know this game, again, has gotten out of hand, but it's still a big play for those kids out on the field. Let's see what Tolton brings here.
See if they get a little momentum going to start the second half.
Looks like they're checking the sideline here for Coach Agnew. Now it looks like he's backing up. I wonder if this is going to be a punt now.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Kind of gave it away. Cougar secondary dropping back, see what happens. Takes a Cougar hop. It is touched first by Father Tolton, but then picked up by Lutheran High.
I'll tell you what.
And they're going to run it to the house.
Absolutely.
Big little house call.
And you got to wonder there too. If you're a Tolton Trailblazer, you got to know those rules. You got to know you can't just touch it. Touching it does not put the ball dead. Basically, what that does, Brandon, is it means the offense or the receiving team can actually pick the ball up and run with it. And even if they fumble, they still retain possession where they fumble.
It's a heads-up play by Lutheran High.
Absolutely.
Secondary guy in the secondary dropping back there and seeing that touch and recognizing, hey, I got a chance to make a play here still.
I could not tell who that was. I want to say, was that Caleb Mays? What's that? No, it was Bryson. Hey, I should have been able to point that out. It was Bryson Beck being able to scream down the sideline. A lot of speed. So heads-up play, too, from Bryson. Good job, young man.
Wanted to help you out on that name. However, we had a tragic incident here at halftime where my papers, due to this wind coming out of the southwest, just took off and are somewhere in the Lutheran High bleachers right now.
Oh, my goodness.
So there's a lucky fan down there with some nice little game notes and a live active roster sheet that they can take home as a souvenir tonight.
There you go. Well, you know, it's interesting here. We're creeping down. We're under 4 minutes now, Brandon, and the clock's running, and I have no problem with that whatsoever. Typically the clock stops when you have a change of possession, even with the turbo clock when you're up that 35 plus. So nice. We got a guest up here in the booth here, Mr. Maroff. We have Mr. Chris Mueller with the St. Peter's Police Department. Welcome, Chris, and enjoying the game from up on top of the press box. For those of you at home that don't know Mr. Mueller, Chris is a former Cougar. Chris was a junior my first year here at Lutheran High. He was I want to say he was a right tackle for the Cougars back when I coached in 2001, and did some good job when he pass protected for our quarterback at the time, Dan Harina, and threw the ball up to Matt Burke or Chris Jansen, a number of different people here.
This is another
2001.
Another one of your friends?
Absolutely. Well, are you my friend? He's making fun of me.
He says everyone he says is his friend, so I'm kind of questioning the authenticity of somebody's friendships right now.
Well, there you go.
All right. Well, thank you for your service for sure there.
Yes, 20 years. So thank you, Chris, for your service, not only to St. Peter's Police Department. Appreciate that service, and God bless you and keep you safe. And thanks for being here tonight to also enjoy this Cougar football on a Friday night, and also keep us safe here on campus, and make sure things are going the way they should. We were going to do an interview with Chris at halftime, but apparently he was busy. He was busy, he says. So taking care of something here at Lutheran High. He says official police business. So, yeah.
Got a short little kick here by Lutheran High, fielded at the 30. Making the first man missed and then taken down by the second and third. It's going to be 1st and 10. Father Tolton starting out at the 35-yard line.
22, Max Brooks returning
3.5 to go.
for the Trailblazers.
Well, now the clock's going to be running again, Brandon, so we're down, like you said, 3.5 minutes, and you kind of, again, the score's gotten out of hand here. As I'm watching this now, I want to see Tolton be able to move the football here. You have some younger guys or some guys who aren't playing a lot on Friday nights playing for the Cougars, and I want to see, whether it's Maney, running the ball up the middle, or Feniger, their quarterback, be able to sling it a little bit here and have some success.
See what they come up with 1st and 10 here. Shotgun formation. Look to hand it off to Maney. He's going to make the first guy miss up the middle, and again, that's a gaggle.
Yeah, that exactly is. And the thing I like about that is it's not one kid making the tackle. Again, we've talked about this. They had 10 guys there right in the middle making the stop. So
seems like every time the ball handler is met, there is a plethora of gray jerseys surrounding it.
Good word. Good word.
Word of the day. Comes in handy.
Yeah, there you go.
2nd and 10 coming up after no gain. They're crowding that line of scrimmage on defense here. Corners up. Going a little pitch to the right. Mays could try it. That defense sealed that outside immediately, forced him to cut back in where there was somebody and some friends waiting to make that tackle.
Well, and if I'm him, I'm putting my foot in the ground. You know, again, we've talked about Maney as a runner, and he's a very good straight-ahead runner, and put that foot in the ground and go upfield. There was just no room for him to be able to make a move after he put that foot in the ground. Cougars were there immediately.
3rd and 10 coming up, see if they keep this on the ground or if they want to try and air something out and see what happens.
Ball at the 35-yard line.
It's great to see even those subs coming in on defense, and that mindset, that defensive mentality of group tackling just doesn't go away.
Absolutely. Well stated.
We're going to hand it off again, going up that right side. Met immediately again, the theme of the night. He's going to be stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. May have lost one there. Going to bring up 4th down coming up.
Brandon, real quick, just a bit, I kind of want to go back to that Los Fresnos. I just looked it up on my phone here, kind of where Los Fresnos is, and I'll tell you what, it is way down, way down on the bottom of Texas there. That is awesome. I mean, we're talking literally, 20 minutes to get down into Mexico from there. So awesome to have some listeners watching the game and proud grandparents watching Nathan Donnell play football tonight. So shout out again, Los Fresnos, Texas. Awesome.
Does that win the farthest away person watching?
I'm willing to bet yes.
This time Lutheran High looks like they're going to let that roll down. Father Tolton's going to let it go and down it there about the 24 of Lutheran High, where Lutheran High will take over 1st and 10.
Well, it looks like we're going to tick down to the end of the 3rd quarter here, and
1st and 10 Cougars.
See those Cougars. Every single one of them, you're going to see Brandon raise their hand up for, with the 4. And again, that's a mindset. We've used that word culture, about Lutheran High, and culture here with our football program. It's also a mindset. We don't play 4 quarters 2 weeks ago against Duchesne. We lose that football game because we're tied at the end of the 3rd quarter, and all of a sudden Cougars just take command and score 4 touchdowns in the 4th quarter to win the game. So. Love seeing these, everyone holding up 4 fingers right now. I'll tell you what, I see my friend Jaden Wallace sit down there, even with bad shoulder and all, or bad pectoral muscle and all, holding his hand up for 4. He knows. And that's you want to stay engaged. You love seeing guys, and again, Jaden won't be able to suit up all season. You love seeing him engaged in the game, knowing that, hey, I'm not going to play till next year. This is my team. I am part of this team. I love seeing that.
That's really what a team leader does. You look for the ways to make your team better, even when either you're not in a play, you're not part of what's going on. You want to elevate those around you, and that's what makes a true leader. So it's good to see that's happening for him as he sees the aspirations that this team has going forward this season. What you talked about Christian High coming up on the schedule. What else we got coming up on the Lutheran High schedule as we look forward?
Well, we mentioned reference St. Dominic next. We'll be at St. Dominic. Then we're home against Christian. And then we're not sure. The next week it'll depend on what they do in St. Louis. We're supposed to have Lutheran South, another district opponent of all means, coming up on the 15th. So that's Thursday night. Going to have to play Thursday night that week. We have our big auction, our big school auction on Friday, August 16th. And then after that we have Troy. So another Class 6 school. And again, playing those Class 6 schools is huge in terms of the number of points that we get. Win, lose, or draw. Just playing a Class 6 when you're a Class 2 is great for your points for district standings.
Looks like Blondin's staying in at quarterback here as we get going. Handoff right away. Oh, what a tackle by Father Tolton.
Was that Maney? I think it was, Brandon. Nice stick by Noah Maney. Really kind of exploded out of the cannon.
By 48, Noah Maney.
It was Maney. Man, Maney's playing hard on both sides of the ball.
He really is.
That showing a lot of grit out there. Is not a lot of running room here on the offensive side, and comes out and just puts his foot on the ground and sticks somebody here on defense.
Absolutely.
Loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12 coming up for the Cougars. 2 backs in the backfield here. Another handoff. Finds a little bit of a hole, cutting up the right side, making a couple miss. And he is brought down after a gain of about 16, bringing it out to the 40.
Touchdown saving tackle. I think that was Caleb Mays on the run. Again, just burst in there.
Jermani Brown, the ball carrier.
Check that. That was Jermani Brown. Nice burst of speed for Germani on that play. Nice run, young man.
Yeah, like I said, great tackle at the back end of that secondary by Father Tolton to save that touchdown. Ankle saving tackle. First and 10 coming up from the 40-yard line.
He doesn't do that. Germani takes the ball. He's got a 70-yard touchdown, so good tackle.
Blonde drop back to pass. A little out route up the right side. Going to be a gain of about 8 on the play.
I like the protection by the offensive line there.
Nice short, crisp routes, easy passes.
Absolutely. I like the passing game tonight, Brandon. Well, I think your 9:04 is going to be pretty close, but it'll be a little bit after because I see 9:01 right now, and it's 5 minutes left, so it's going to be more like 9:07 here. So.
But closer than 9:17.
Absolutely.
Handoff up the middle.
Germani again, nice run for the first down, Brandon.
Germani Brown with the football.
Good run by Germani. That's what you want to see. You want to see churning out some yards. You get a chance to play on a Friday night here. Good job by Germani on the offensive line of the Cougars.
Yeah, this is going to go down as a nice little team win. A lot of people getting a chance to put their imprint into this game and make their mark.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, and that's one thing too. If you're looking at a box score only, you see 70-0. You go, oh my goodness, they didn't let it off the gas. Well, we had our subs in middle of the second quarter. And again, that's great sportsmanship by Coach Harris and the staff.
Great tackle at the line of scrimmage here by Father Tolton. We've got a flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be a holding on Lutheran High, which is going to back them up here. We're going to have 2nd and 20 coming up. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Doug. You do look at box scores, you see scores, and people get upset. But subs coming in. Coffee came out there early in the second quarter, midway through the second quarter, starting quarterback. And some of these touchdowns that they had a chance to make were on kind of turnovers that got brought back, punt return, stuff that you're not necessarily running up the score. It's just stuff that happens. You're just not going to fall down.
No, you want to play. Whether you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, get a chance to play on Friday nights. You're going to go, and you should play as hard as you can.
1st and 20 coming up here at the 41. A lot of defenders moving around, trying to figure out what defense they're in. Blonde looks to scramble. Ooh, makes a little cutback on the right side.
Nice move.
Has to get the official out of the way as he almost takes him out. Nice little move by Blonde on that scramble.
Nice move by the official, too, to get out of the way.
Yeah, he did a little toe step there. Little jump cut.
Absolutely.
It's a tough spot to see when you see a freshman running at you with a full head of steam.
I don't care who's running at you. He's got a helmet on. You don't. Get out of the way, right?
My 3-year-old takes a run at me. I'm getting out of the way. Take me out.
Absolutely. Now, Nolan's a tough kid, though, so there you go.
He's built like a fullback.
Yeah. Good.
It's like Father Tolton guy tying a shoe there real quick.
Yep. Good. Get him ready to go.
2nd and 17 coming up from the 44.
I like the Cougars bleeding the clock here a little bit. Just get everybody out here. Get everybody stay healthy on both sides.
Little screen pass there.
Ooh, nice move.
Nice block, legal block.
I think he almost ripped.
Number 2, Jordan Bethany.
And that's a nice move by Jordan Bethany, making a man miss and then moving the ball up the field. I think he got a first down there, Brandon.
He did, and that receiver almost had a block in the back, had the wherewithal to get around, make a legal block that sprung that run after the catch. So good heads-up play by the Cougars.
And nice run and catch. Again, those quick passes, get the ball in the hands of the kids on the outside, let them make moves. Nice throw from Blondie, good zip on the ball over to Bethany.
They're going to hand it off again, going up the right side. First guy is met and brings him down for the Trailblazers. Good tackle on the play. I'd give you a name, but again, my roster sheet has blown away into the stands. So great tackle by number.
Well, I think that was Terrell Ivory who ran the ball on that play. It's a good run. Good to see. Good to see him getting in the game. Nice run, Terrell.
2nd and 7 coming up. 2 minutes to go in the game. Handoff right up the guts. Makes a couple guys miss, dragging a couple more. Good run there on 2nd and 7. He's going to be close to the first down. Might be just a little bit short. We'll be looking at 3rd and 1 coming up. Under 2 minutes to go in the game.
Germani put his foot in the ground. Germani Brown there as the ball carrier put his foot in the ground and one up the hole, and good run. Now we're sitting at 3rd and 1 here. Again, we're going to tick down here. We'll get a first down and, then probably just kind of run the clock out, Brandon. Got 1 minute, 30 seconds left in the game.
Handoff up the right side. I don't think he got it. Great tackle by the defense.
Sitting on 4th and 2 here.
Father told me I lost one.
I think he did. Terrell Ivory, good run. Again, just the hole just closed up on Terrell real quick. Oh, and I also made a mistake here. It looks like Sandra Rivera, sister-in-law, I apologize. Number 25, Nathan Donnell. Sister-in-law, not grandparents. I made an assumption and I was wrong. So thank you again for joining us from Los Fresnos, Texas, and enjoying Cougar football down in the great state of Texas. To Sandra Rivera, thank you. This could be the last play of the game if we get a first down here, or the ball is going to go over to the Tolton Trailblazers.
4th and 2 coming up. Great team tackle by the Trailblazers on that last play to force that loss of 1.
Yep.
Shows that they're playing through all the way to the end of the game.
And that's what you want to see. Both sides playing through.
Really easy to give up in a 70-0 game. So It's good to see that heart by Trailblazers.
Away a game penalty on the Cougars. Places the ball back at the 35-yard line. Remains 4th down.
31 seconds to go in the game. 4th and 7 coming up after the Cougars take a delay a game penalty. Ball's going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. Like Doug said, we get a first down here. That clock will run out. If not, we'll have a turnover on downs with just a few seconds left.
Clock starts. Clock's not supposed to start after a timeout, but I don't think anyone's yelling at the clock keeper to not have the clock running.
So shut that down.
This will be the last play. We're going to let the clock tick down to about 1 second, snap it, and run the last play. There we go.
Takes a knee there then.
Well, it's almost official, and we're now official. Cougars with the win, 70-0. Cougars with the win, 70-0. Brandon, thank you very, very much for joining me up here.
Pleasure.
Up in the booth. Thanks for everyone at home listening to us and enjoying the game, and look forward to broadcasting next game next week from St. Dominic. We'll go to Crusader Stadium and be playing St. Dominic next week. A very, very tough Class 4 opponent for the Cougars. So hope we can get healed up for the guys that got dinged up in this game. And good luck and safe travels the rest of the way. Good luck the rest of the way and safe travels for Tolton Catholic as they make their way back to Columbia. So thanks again, Brandon.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here. Really enjoyed it. Hopefully we'll see you again some other time. Brainsteiner, your seat is warm and ready for you when you get back. Have a good vacation, my man, and safe travels coming home, buddy. Big hug for you.
Have a good night, everyone. Goodbye now.